to the Barney School of Business. We're so excited to have all of you here. My name is Dr. Arati Ivanich. I'm the Dean of the Business School, so welcome. I started in July, so this is my first new cohort per se that I'm excited to have all of you here. So what I thought we would do is if we could just go around the room really quickly, tell us your name, tell us what degree you're pursuing and where you're from, if you will. So I'll start all the way in the back.
My name is Unique Smith. I'm pursuing my MBA in Healthcare Administration, and I am from Hartford, Connecticut.
Awesome.
My name is Nayan Najad. I'm pursuing my MBA in Digital Marketing, and I'm from West Hartford. I live like 1 minute away.
Hi, my name is Farhad. I'm from Bangladesh, and I'm pursuing MSBA.
Hi, I'm Hannah. I'm pursuing the MBA IO dual program, and then I live in Springfield right now.
Okay.
Hi everyone, my name is Zainab. I'm pursuing the MBA in Digital Marketing and I'm from India originally, but I live in New Britain.
Okay.
Hey, I'm Surbi. I'm pursuing my MSBA and I'm from India, but yeah,
Okay.
I'm living here.
Welcome.
Hi, this is me, and I'm from Myanmar, and I'm pursuing MSB as well.
Awesome. Welcome.
Hi everyone, my name is Aarti and I'm from India. I'm pursuing MBA in Supply Chain Management.
Awesome. Hey, we have the same first name. I love it. Dr. Gia, do you want to go next?
Hi, my name is Cindy. I'm not quite pursuing any degree here, but
Not pursuing anything.
I'm pursuing my career here. So, and very nice to meet all of you. I live in Southern Connecticut, I guess near New Haven.
Hello everyone, I'm Rahid Muzayyan. I'm pursuing MSBA. I'm from Iran.
Welcome.
I'm Mohammed Siddiqui and I'm pursuing my MBA in Healthcare Management and I'm from UAE.
Awesome.
Hello everyone, my name is Andy Hao. I'm a marketing professor, but I'm also the MBA program director. I think I met some of you the other day at the International Student Orientation. So I assume you may see me very open when the semester starts. Welcome.
I'm Sean. I'm doing the Master's in Accounting and Taxation, and I'm from Thailand.
Hi everyone, my name is Para and I'm from India. I'm pursuing my MSBA degree over here and it's my 3rd semester, and I also work as a graduate assistant at the Dean's office.
Hello everyone, my name is Amit Mukhati and I'm from India. I'm also pursuing my MSBA and this is my last semester, and I also work in Dean's office as a graduate assistant. Thank you.
Hi everyone, I'm Julia. I know I've met all of you already. I work in the graduate admissions office as the assistant director of graduate success. I'm really glad you guys are all here today, even if you're not starting this semester, you might have started last semester. So I'm really glad you guys are here to kind of learn more about the Barney School. Yeah.
My name is Erin Murray, and I'm the manager of graduate programs. So I work right down the hall, the next hall over, an hour back at 227. So I'm here to help you if you need overrides into classes, registering for classes, getting you in touch with program directors. So I'm hoping to work closely with you all, and I'm also behind the Grad SVC inbox. So if you email that, I'm the one who answers you. So welcome.
Fantastic. Thank you, everyone. It sounds like we have a super diverse class. You're from all over, some of you more local. I'm originally from India, but I've lived in this country for, 30 plus years. I don't want to do the math. It feels like a long time. Good morning. Get one of the folders, one of the bags, and you can get a hat and a t-shirt, some swag. So at the Barney School, I think this might be one of the first graduate student orientations that we've done. Something that, you okay? One of the things that we really want to do and we really want to emphasize is you are investing in yourself, pursuing a graduate degree, right? For some of you, many of you, you may be working simultaneously. So kudos to you for, first of all, being able to do that. I know it's a lot to balance. So congratulations. Second, by really investing in yourself, this is going to prepare you for your future. So when I think about an MBA or an MSBA or an MTAX, MSAT, oftentimes students are using that as a way to either progress in their careers or to switch out and start a new career. So that in itself is really exciting. So look at it as opportunities that you're creating for yourself. As our MBA program, MSBA program, they're some of our largest programs and they've been around for quite a while. They're asynchronous online, but you have the option, actually everybody has the option to take classes on ground if you want to, right? International students, you have to take your classes on ground. But it's really cool because when I came here, somebody said, it's like your MBA your way, or the MSBA your way. So you have some of that flexibility, so I would encourage you to take advantage of that flexibility if you can. We have some really amazing faculty and staff who are here to support you. So my ask is don't hesitate to reach out. We'd love to keep that line of communication open with you. When you have an online asynchronous program, sometimes it's a little bit harder to have that engagement with students, something that we're really trying incredibly hard to do and we're putting some resources behind, is to see how can we continue to develop those relationships with you, right? So we're here to support you. All of your advanced degrees are preparing you for your careers, whether it's your current careers, whether it's new opportunities that you want to pursue. Please take advantage of opportunities that we offer you. We do a lot with career readiness. We have speakers who come on campus. You're going to get invites to every single event that happens on campus. So I encourage you to get involved if you have time. Clearly, you may not be able to attend every single thing, but if you're able to attend 1 or 2 events, at least a semester, that would be great. We'll talk later about opportunities, how you can get involved, clubs, and so on. But for now, I'm so excited that you're here. I'm so excited to start this journey with you. We have a fun-filled, information-packed session for you this morning. We'll break for lunch. Later on in the afternoon, we'll have folks from the international office come in to talk about CPT, OPT. For our domestic students, not necessarily as pertinent to you, you're welcome to stay, but please do stay for lunch. We're gonna have some of our faculty members who are teaching in the graduate programs. They're going to come join us. Again, I hope you're able to have a really fantastic experience while you're here. Try and build a cohort. I think that would be really great and really, really beneficial. One of the biggest things about business school is you're networking with each other. So get to know each other. We'll create some time where you can kind of interact. And I think that's really important. So again, welcome. Thank you for being here. And I really look forward to interacting with you during the course of your education here at Barney. So we can hand it over to Erin. And I'm just going to sit in the back and hang out.
So we're going to start, before I start talking about our wonderful slideshow, which I'm hoping you have all seen already, because I sent it out to you. But we're just going to do a quick icebreaker. So you can just, whoever's at your table, we're going to do 2 truths and a lie. And if you, I think everyone has somebody at their table. So you can just talk to each other. You're going to say 3 things. 2 of them are going to be true. 1 of them is not going to be true, and the people at your table are going to guess which one is not true. So you can think for a minute or so, and then we're going to turn and talk to one another.
So it's about themselves.
So it's about yourself. So you're saying 2 things that are true and 1 thing that isn't true, but it seems like maybe it could be true. And then you're going to say those 3 things. So, you know, I could say, I have my doctorate, I have my master's, and I work at my church, you know, and you're gonna say, I don't think you work at your church. And I'm gonna say, nope, I don't have my doctorate. So, so something like that. It can be about anything. It doesn't have to be about school or work. So, all right, so a minute to think and then turn and talk.
Michelle, want to start?
Yeah. So I work at Footnote. I have a dog, and I play football.
I don't think you have a dog.
Right. I don't have a dog.
I saw the football one. Because the other 2 were just actually is it all truth?
Yeah, okay. I guess you're right.
So do you have a cat? I love my
No.
That's what I should have said.
Yeah. That was fun.
That's a good one.
Yeah, I hate doing that.
I'm scared of pigeons.
Really? Oh my. Nowadays I'm studying with
These are tough. Yeah.
I'm not saying like digits.
Look at the corn you are said. I don't agree with it. Like spice smoked pineapple.
So the lie was you hate pets? Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, I don't like sweet things. Okay, I'll go. Oh my god. Alright. I know. Okay, so I went to Japan. I have a rabbit.
I might.
Have my bachelor's in finance. Oh wait, I just did 3
Oh, you did.
Damn it. Okay, wait. Alright, now I have to pick 3 new ones. Alright, go ahead, Andy.
May I borrow one thing from you? So first thing is I went to Japan. I like to play golf. And the last one is PhD chemistry.
Oh, you do have PhD in chemistry. Then you run marathon.
You got it?
You can think of when you said that you went to Portugal.
Okay, there you go.
Maybe that's the one that's right.
Yeah.
My wife.
Oh, okay, there you go.
I actually worked on the
Just $5 for the tax. The tax me once, and I was on the floor, and they were all moving, and like,
That's why I
did that. I just tend to run away. Now I feel sorry. I didn't notice that, but okay. I have
Yes. I grew up in West Hartford, Connecticut. I went to Japan, and I used to have a hamster named Nugget. No, I didn't.
Because I heard you.
Oh, you did?
I don't remember where.
It was
I did get Thailand, and that's what made
That's where I live now. But I grew up in Newington. I don't like anything that
So where are you
I like fishes. I live on Lotus Lane.
Enjoy them from a
right on the
distance.
30, so like, you know, I don't know.
I don't have to touch them to love them, but I just look at them.
Yeah, I just lived there in by East Lawn.
I'm happy to finish it. Hey, you want a toy? Give me a toy. I'm not touching it.
I like West
Something about it.
Wow, that was stressful.
I lived in Hartford for the past year, but that's, I didn't really.
Yeah, no, Talent is much better. I just have, I
It's cheaper because I'm here.
I used to die.
Yeah, there you go.
I stopped getting them.
Yeah,
I
had my first class of
I cannot see anymore fish like in my house.
Yeah, it's 30 credits.
Yeah, my sister
and I
has a
need
cat.
that 30 credits to get
She
my
also used to hate cats, but it's hard when I get
So right now I have
cats are
120.
too aggressive. I would still be okay with the nice small
What you do then?
not the big
I'm
ones.
a taxi.
Very small, fluffy, small dogs.
So I was going there and they actually have a partnership for the NBA program. So I would have gotten that for free, but I didn't get accepted. So then I was like, yeah, because there's only 60 spots.
You're right.
It's
open to all people.
Surgery done for him, and now she's done surgery. Yeah, he's very.
Yeah, it's all.
Now not aggressive at all.
Yeah. Do you know Sandra, and then she didn't want to do that.
Are you not? I'm
She
not
was
like the
okay.
most sensitive
Yeah,
person.
that's okay. Because she works at Sandra and all of those got worse with my aunt.
Oh, okay.
It's getting crazy.
But you know what?
With how many
We have a dual I'm asking
I just see that.
But I really don't like going to a place because of
I might have to
and it's not nice.
It's
You ask
also-
her to just lock him in a room while I'm there.
That's always like, oh yeah, the company is not giving me anything for this. It's okay. I get a small portion.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
that's
you get
so
10%.
you do not that
Not program.
Yeah, what's the package of you get?
So there's really nothing. I'm just doing this
Yeah,
out
I
of
think with Tina they have the MBA like cohort, but I think if you do an radio scaring, it's just the 10%.
Also, you're an SAT.
Yeah, so because I didn't get it, I also needed accounting courses because I'm a finance major.
Yeah.
So I would have gotten accounting courses I needed as part of the MBA. Actually, I did see an accounting concentration.
Yeah, we do have accounting concentration.
So that was interesting, but when I didn't get accepted, I was like, all right, I'm just gonna go for this because this is more my.
That's more relevant than you do need
To finance and
You get the need to know.
Right. Technically, I could take the exam right now without all those credits, but I kind of want them
Yeah.
to have that background when I go into the exam.
Yeah. Yeah, makes sense.
Friends and family
Yeah, I know it was
when I'm a student, it's much less pressure.
I know. It'll get there. In
Yeah,
spring
especially
and
in the
summer.
winter, it's just like it's 4 o'clock and then it's 5 o'clock.
Yeah, you guys didn't know about it. I know. Last night I was like, I think it was like so you have to finish it. I was like, but you look at the sun as well. It's like it's so dark. Yeah. Yeah. Here it gets to the latest sunset is maybe 8:30ish.
Well, that's like,
Summertime. Yeah.
it's like still a little light, but it's pretty dark.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like it when I'm golfing though, because they'll let you play as many holes as you want until it starts.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can get like 18 holes in, playing for like 9.
You play golf?
You mentioned that it's interesting factors that
I like pool. I like to play pool. It's very fun. Darts is always fun. I guess I've gotten more into the bar game because away from but golf
I used to in school, but then I got my appendicitis surgery done.
So some bad.
Yeah, it's cool. I mean, for some reason, every time I run too much, I get pain inside my dad. So my doctor suggested me that you shouldn't. It's fun.
It is.
I used to like run for, yeah, I was good at sports, right? 3-legged race and all that. 100 meters, 200 meters. Yes. But it was nice, I was good at it.
Top golf is very cool. It's making golf like a driving range into mini games. So it's like all the balls have a little track in them. And then you have a screen. Yeah, and it just tells you like, or it depends on the game that you're playing, but it'll tell you how far and everything.
How do you call it? What's the name?
Top golf.
Okay, I'll check it out. Okay.
So they have like a indoor one, so it's just a virtual one at the casino.
Okay.
But then I went to one in Atlanta. And that was pretty cool. So they have them all over. You kind of got to win a warmer start.
Okay.
And there's a virtual golf in South Windsor.
Yeah.
I've been to that. That's pretty fun.
That's not a bad thing.
They have like you can pick a course or you can like play a game and like on the screen you have to like hit the ball into like I don't know whatever game. It's really fun.
Yeah, we had like a company.
Yeah, it's
That was
cool.
like the first time.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to wrap up and then we're going to go through our slides that we have up here. So these slides might look familiar. They are sent to you. I sent an email out to welcome you. I include the link in there. Now I'm adding it as an attachment because my link wasn't working. I apologize. But they're also posted on Blackboard. So if you say, oh, I know I got the information, but I forgot, where I put it, I deleted my email. You can always go on Blackboard and find the information. So welcome to the University of Hartford. We are all happy that you are here. All right, so you already met me. I'm the manager of graduate programs, but there I am again. So getting started, we just have a graduate checklist. Just make sure that your email is set up. If for some reason it isn't, come see us. Register for courses. So the lovely Julia helps you all register for your first semester. I know some of you started last semester, but she gets you started. And then our hope from there is that you will register yourself. There's always, there always seems to be something that comes up and, oh, I need an override, I'm taking the prereq in term A, so it's not letting me register in term B for a class. So that's when you reach out to me and I can help you with those things. But you have access through the self-service portal. You will get text alerts about closings and emergencies on campus. When you are registered, your phone number automatically gets put in for those alerts. If for some reason you realize you're not on that list, then you can go into self-service and make sure that your phone number is in there. But you can always check that before we may have a snow day or something, just make sure you're all set. And then all these links are live and they work. So like I said, you can find it on Blackboard, but you can click through everything if you want to. Your books, you'll find out from your classes if you need to purchase books, what books you need, or if it's a digital book that you can use.
Yeah, for the books, you can usually look up your class on the bookstore website, and then it'll tell you if that class has like a book assigned to it, and so that's an easy way to know if you haven't heard from your professor yet about what the book is.
And then this is just more of the graduate checklist. I'm sure that you will hear from health services if you need to turn in anything. We have the Healthy Hawks plan that you can get familiar with, and then graduate housing options. I think most of you all have housing. I know that a couple of you were in temporary housing, so if you still need help with that, we can direct you to the right place, but hopefully you all have a place to stay. Let us know if that's not the case.
We will be putting out a off-campus housing guide that we just got made. So basically we surveyed all of our graduate students who are currently in the program to find out where they're living and what they kind of rate their apartment and their landlords and different amenities and things like that. So we put together like a PDF of all of the different the best places to live based on different categories, like the best value, best amenities, those types of things. So that'll probably be going out within the next month or so. So if you are like in temporary housing and you're looking for somewhere else to stay, that's also a good resource if you don't want to stay on campus.
For international students, we have our international office here on campus. They are extremely helpful. Maritza will be here later to tell you more about the services there. So as I mentioned, we had an international orientation on Tuesday, I believe it was, earlier this week, which went really well, so that was nice. And then it's nice to see many faces here again today. And then we have our University of Hartford website, hartford.edu, and this is where under the My UHeart, you'll find the self-service tab. It also gives you a lot of other options like Blackboard, which is very important here on campus. And then you can also find U-Notes. They have a lot of helpful, just a lot of helpful information, things that are going on campus. We would love for you to be involved on campus and utilize all the resources here. So a lot of information can be found on the U-Notes, and you'll also get, you should get emailed the U-Notes as well, so you can see new things that are going on. Anything to add?
Yeah, the U-Notes goes out daily, so it's
Yeah.
like just events and things that are going on campus that you can sign up for, different things, yeah.
All right, we mentioned the email account, your Hawkmail, so that's the preferred email address. That's what we will send everything out to, is your Hartford email address. And as I mentioned, if you need any help, just let us know, but I'm pretty sure that you all are responding to email, so we should be good. All right, and then on campus, we have Microsoft Office. So we have the links, access and download, and instructions for forwarding your email address also can be found in the link. That makes it easier for you.
Yeah, and the Office 365 is available to you like online. So when you're in your email, your Outlook account, you can access all the other apps like Word, Excel, PowerPoint, all of those, through the Outlook app. So those are the online versions that you have access to.
Can I just add a quick word? I highly recommend folks, this is free for you to download those apps like right now and to start using OneDrive as an app. It works as a folder for all of your course files. So I tell the undergraduates this, I have to teach them, do this with them again, but I won't see you guys probably for the first semester. You're here, but I would say this is free through the university. So do not ever buy a version of Excel, buy Word, but the online version works, but for you to analyze data, basic Excel, it has a lot more, basic functions than the online version. So make sure you download all of those apps. That's one thing. Another is to start using OneDrive as an app, not as a link on the website right away. Save your course files there.
Is there any device restriction? Like I can use any device? Like I have 2 devices, so is it okay?
Yeah, yep. If you use the online version, you can use it on any device, but when you download it, it'll just be on that specific device that you downloaded it on.
You can download, I think, up to 4 copies.
Yeah.
4 different devices.
Okay, that will be great.
Yeah.
Okay, and so self-service, you will navigate self-service on hartford.edu under the My UHeart tab, which we saw. And this will help you log in. If you need any help, you just reach out to the help desk at hartford.edu, and they can help you. And there's also a helpful tab down here with frequently asked questions. So if you have a question, you could go here first, and then if you can't find the answer, then you could email for help. Okay, so the student tab is helpful for searching for course offerings and registering for your courses by selecting registration. You can also view and pay your bill by selecting student financial records, view your current schedule or unofficial academic transcript by selecting student academic records, and you can view and resolve any student account holds to prevent delays in course registration by selecting view holds. So that's a very helpful tab. And then this is another thing. If I have to register you for something, you have to first consent to me registering you. So it says enter registration consent each semester prior to enrolling in classes. So you just have to check that, giving consent to register, and then I can help you on my end. If it's not checked, I can't see anything. It just says student has to accept this. So that's another key piece of information that will be helpful for both of us. But this is just what the student main menu looks like. A lot of good information here, so feel free to just, if you have time, just go in one day and just click each link and just see what is under it, because it might answer a lot of questions that you're like, oh, now I know the answer to, and there's no need to email anybody else. Do you have anything to add?
So there's a couple of different ways that you can search for classes through the registration tab. So you can either, there's like a search bar, so you can type in class search, and then it gives you a bunch of different options to filter your search. So usually, like if I'm looking for Barney School business classes, then I'll filter by the term, the Barney School and graduate courses, and then it'll show you all of the Barney School courses that are offered during that semester. You can also use it through the registration interface, which is a little bit different, but you can kind of filter your search that way. So it's a good thing to, you know, when the registration periods open in February and April for the next semesters, to kind of look to see what's going to be available for, you know, the next semester, so you can kind of plan out what you want to take.
All right, Blackboard. Blackboard is the online learning platform where you will access course content and assignments for all classes. We also have the Barney Graduate Programs Blackboard, which is where you can find these slides and a lot of information. We actually just uploaded a video yesterday introducing the program directors and the dean, just so you all know what we are here to do to help you, where to find us. But there's a lot of information on Blackboard. We are in the process, we're going to make it even better than it is now. We're in the process of working on that. But we hope that it's a place where you can find information and frequently asked questions and help navigate through your school career here. This is just about how to log in. Yes.
Can I just
go
add
ahead.
something about Blackboard? So your faculty members are going to post information. How many of you are familiar with Blackboard? Let's start there. Okay, awesome. So your faculty members are going to post all kinds of course content on there, and I know I don't need to say this to graduate students, but I will say it anyway. Please check regularly for the course content, right? And since everything is online, for those of you who are taking classes asynchronously, synchronously, it doesn't make a difference. As graduate students, we are empowering you to follow instructions and just follow up. And the reason I say this is because I've taught for many years, and oftentimes I'll have students say like, hey, I didn't see that on Blackboard. I'm like, it's on Blackboard, right? So one of the things that we're really want to emphasize is, again, you're all working professionals, you're at different stages in your career. Take ownership of your education, right? We really want you to think, if you had an employee, you'd want them to take ownership, exactly the same thing. So really regularly check your course Blackboard pages, because your faculty members are going to post videos, lectures, assignments, all of it. So we do the vast majority of our work through Blackboard. Dr. Gia, anything else to add in terms of how faculty are using Blackboard? You guys use Blackboard in your classes?
Yes, I think that actually at Barney, it's required for all the faculty. They have to post at least syllabus, all the important things for each class website. That's given. So you have to be familiar with this platform. And another thing is, I suppose, Dean and Erin and Julie, they just mentioned, I also strongly suggest my students, you have to check the email account, your university email account frequently. Because for my class, I say, I send a message to students, say, if I want to communicate with you about my class, I only send it to a university email account. So you have to check it, okay? So that's the Blackboard. The information there for the, in the future, we are updating that Barney Graduate Program. So we want to provide more information and more updated information there. So those are just my quick comments about that platform. I think it's powerful. You may aware of that this semester, this spring, the first time now that all universities will move to Blackboard Ultra. So I think I tried it last semester. It's very powerful from both ends, from student end, from faculty end. So it's really a nice, powerful platform. Yeah. But it's very easy to pick it up. Yeah.
I think students pick it up faster than us. But I would want to say this, I agree with you, Dr. How you have to check your emails often. So I probably overwhelm my students a little bit by my emails, but I send them out as announcements through Blackboard, so the title will always be consistent regarding this course, then a specific topic. And you have to somehow adapt to our professors a little bit. Different people might communicate to you in different ways, but mainly through emails. So you have to check your emails. Otherwise, how do we tell you anything about the course, right? And then I think we're trying to somehow standardize how we organize the Blackboard. All of my material is out there, you know, what I do for each course, each assignment, each discussion board, and when we have our exams, the formats, so you have to constantly check and also learn each professor's ways a little bit, how we communicate, how we organize the material.
I think the last point is really important. Again, you're in graduate school, so you probably face this in your undergrad. Every faculty member is different in their communication style. The one thing they all have in common is they're here to help you be successful, right? Part of that is you have to do your part as well, so it's a two-way street. But just like every boss you probably had or every employee you probably had, they may have some commonalities, but they have their own styles. So that's another thing you learn in graduate school is how do I adapt to different sorts of people and different sorts of communication style. I will also say our faculty members, our administrators, our staff are very communicative, but if they don't get back to you in 10 minutes, you don't have to send another email. We'll get, I promise you we will answer you. What happens sometimes is that I'll get an email and I'll write back for 5 minutes because I'm working on all my other emails, and I'll get another email. I was like, just please give me like at least 12 hours, if not something else, but at least for me personally, and you can email me anytime you want to. But I'm in meetings starting like at 8 o'clock in the morning until 5 o'clock at night. My faculty know this, I'm always in meetings. So it takes a little bit longer. So just kind of keep that in mind. We're not ignoring you, we're just working on other things. So if we don't get back to you in like 48 hours, then feel free to send another email. So we're just asking for that patience.
Yeah, I think just brought up a good point. Let's say, as MBA program director, I'm advising about 200 students. So that's working load. I think Dr. Jia is about 100, around that size. And the dean is always on meeting. Let's say I know I have several emails in my email account now, this morning. But now I'm in this event whole day, pretty much whole day. But I know there are some students, they say, hey Andy, I registered the wrong classes on the switch. Okay, so that's another thing I want to bring up is, first, of course, you want to communicate with us, but in terms of registration class, you want to do it earlier. Don't want to wait until the last minute. Let's say now in the first week, the class already started, and Erin mentioned she can help you to override into class, but that's only before the class started. Once the class started, we have to send an email to Student Success Center, okay? Erin cannot put you in. So that's what I mean. First, I need to reach out to the department chair to get an override permission. Then you fill out the form, drop an ad. Then we send to CSS. Think about it. How many students send email to CSS at the beginning of semester? Could be 200 a day. So they had to look at the priority. Okay, so just I would say do the things registration earlier. Okay, so that's one thing. Another thing is expectation. So we're all very efficient, but think about it. We have there is a long list. The email I have to reply every day. So I would say, after 24 hours or 48 hours, why Andy is not replying? Maybe send me email, remind me. Okay, last semester I brought this to Dean's attention. Happened. A student send me email in the morning time. Noon time, I have no time to reply, check email account. And the student send email to chair, department chair. Department chair was occupied in the meeting. And at the end of the day, send email to dean. Same thing, are you kidding me? So, then dean sent me email, Andy, what happened? I said, what? I was in the meeting all day. So we are willing to communicate, but just be, to make sure you have the right expectation. Yeah. Unless it's really urgent, I would say when you send out an email, you put a high importance sign. You can choose that. Make sure that usually when I open my email. But only it's urgent.
Not everything is high importance.
Yeah, don't abuse. Only urgent. And, yeah.
I would say certain faculty. I'm thinking certain faculty member. Everything they say about high priority. You have moved too many times. But I agree. With Professor Howe. I think I see this problem with domestic students a little bit more. Is that for international students, we see you all the time. You know you have to have certain number of credits per semester. But domestic students, you might take a break for half a semester, or 1 semester, and then next time when you register, you register late, or we try to communicate through email. I send out 10 emails to some domestic students. I don't hear a reply because they feel they don't have any classes for that semester, but I'm asking questions about what do they want for next semester. So that's kind of an issue, I feel. Or when it's time to take session B class, classes, our communications start early, especially for capstone and all that, like a week, 2 weeks before, you need to select topics, blah, blah, blah. So all that communication really happens before the semester starts. So, those emails are very important, so we need to keep an eye out, I guess. So we probably need to give a session to our domestic students too.
Maybe I can complete myself. I think bottom line, please check your email, right? And second thing is the way I look at my classes that I teach, they're blocked out in my calendar. This is a meeting time. It's just like I was working. I block out in my calendar, this is a meeting, right? And I know for our students who are taking class asynchronously, it's different. I know for our students who are working full-time, also different. But really just block out time, whether it's every day or every week. Like I'm doing stuff for my MBA program, my MSBA program, whatever. I need to communicate with my faculty. That open line of communication is really, really important, right? And again, if I say they're not gonna get back to you in 48 hours, that's probably like an exaggeration. But imagine you're in a professional setting. How is this going to work? Check your email and check the Blackboard. And again, we want to empower our students. You're all working professionals. And how do we empower you to do the best job most effectively, right? And we're here to help you. It goes both ways. Go ahead. Sorry, we went on a Blackboard tangent.
So I will send out reminders on Blackboard. So when registration opens, I'll give you a reminder, registration's opening. So, start to figure out your classes, and then I'll send another reminder, and maybe even another reminder. But it is so important. And like Andy was saying, it was great when I could just pop in a class, and help register students. But once the semester begins, it's not so easy. So we do have to do the add drop form and go through CSS. So it becomes a little more complicated. So if you just plan ahead, your life will be so much easier, and so will ours. But inside your folders, I put everyone's program of study. So, and I tried to personalize them. I got almost everyone. But if it says IP, it's just in progress. That's what you're taking right now. If something isn't correct, you can email me and let me know, and I can update it. But I try to keep the programs of studies updated, and if we have communication with the program directors, I'll make sure it's updated and try to include a copy when I'm communicating with the program directors so we can make sure you all are on track to graduate. Another thing I post on Blackboard is Meet the Executives. So a couple times a semester, we'll have a Meet the Executive series that's online and hopefully doesn't conflict with anybody's.
Do you have the ID card, the white one?
Yes. Don't fall. Don't fall. Yeah, and you can keep it because my office is open now. So I will post on Blackboard about the Meet the Executives. We try to get the dates early. Sometimes that doesn't always happen, but we do our best to communicate that information. It's a great opportunity to meet some of the executives out there, some people who are working in the insurance industry, something that is relevant to what you will all do once you graduate. So, and if you ever have any ideas too, you're welcome to, email us with ideas. Like, I would really love to see this person come and speak, and we can try to set that up. But it's a great opportunity to learn, and I will always put it on Blackboard for you to know it's coming up, so you can put it on your calendar. Anything? Okay, so we talked about the courses, Barney Graduate Programs for Announcements, and then the MBA Foundation modules. We have a little tab you can click on for each program. So they all have something a little different underneath each one. So adding and dropping courses, this is just kind of a timeline so you can see. For spring, registration opened in November, so some people started registering in November. Classes just began. For summer, registration will open sometime in February. Classes begin in May. And for the fall, registration opens in April, and classes begin in August. There's also some good contact information, the bursar's office, and then our withdrawal and refund policy. So you want to make sure that you are familiar with that and you keep an eye on that. So if there's a class that you need to withdraw from, you understand that sometimes there is going to be, you know, some money lost if you have to do it later on in the semester. So again, planning ahead makes it easy, but just make sure you're familiar with that. All right, career and networking opportunities. So we have an Office of Career and Professional Development. It's a great resource if you're looking to change career paths or seek out opportunities in your field of study. We have something called Handshake. So we strongly recommend using it. It's an online platform. You can create a customized account and it will assist you in your job search and help you build your network. And UHeart faculty and partner employers use Handshake to promote job and internship opportunities exclusively for our students here at University of Hartford.
Yeah, so that's why you'll find like graduate assistantships, teaching assistantships, like any job on campus or, you know, assistantship opportunity will be on Handshake. So if that's something you're interested in, just keep an eye on it, because usually the positions are posted when, you know, there's a vacancy in the position, so it's not really a, you know, particular time in the year where they're posted, but just keep an eye on it if you are, you know, looking for that.
And usually if we do have a graduate assistantship available, it'll be on Handshake and we'll send a notice out on Blackboard too, so you can see it in 2 places. All right, so we have career webinars. University of Hartford has a vast network of over 85,000 alumni, which serves as an excellent resource for professional connection and support. We have our career services, mentoring, and networking. And we build strong partnerships with many local organizations for nonprofit, business, healthcare, insurance, and manufacturing and arts. So we help you create a professional connection with those in those industries. We can help you with academic support and career advancement. So it's all very important. Do you have anything else to add?
We have somebody from the Career Center office coming in at 11:30 to talk about some opportunities and how you can get involved. I think one of the big things is showing up at events, right? Whether it's in person, whether they're online. We have all kinds of events on campus, whether it's speaker series, networking events, and so on. And you always get emails and multiple emails telling you that they're there, they'll post it on Blackboard, they'll leave you notes, that kind of stuff. But when the folks from Career Center come over, I think they're coming around 11:30, that would be a good opportunity to just engage with them and ask questions. We have, maybe they'll talk about it, a cool interviewing tool. It's like an AI interviewing tool. So if you're interviewing and you need like a practice buddy, because typically the first round interview is online, you're talking into a video camera and it's super weird. But I think it's called Big Interview, I think, is it called? Yeah. It's called Big Interview and it's free. So this is the thing to recognize as a university student and a UHeart student, you have access to all kinds of free resources that you would be paying thousands of dollars for if you didn't go to school here. I encourage you to take advantage of them. And we never talk about our library, but we have a really cool library. And you can access those resources from off campus if you can remote into the library and access some of those resources. So I would encourage you to take advantage of those as well.
Yeah, the library is really great because they have a lot of different databases and things that you have access to. And like a lot of different articles and different websites that they have subscriptions to. So if there's ever like you're doing research for a project or something like that, and you know you're looking at a database but they're requiring you to pay, or like there's an article that you want to read but they're requiring you to pay, don't pay. Just contact the library and see if they have access to that first, because there's no reason that you need to pay if we have access to it.
Always ask, because there's a good chance that it's free, and like the dean said, just take advantage of everything on this campus that you can. It's here for you to use. Yes?
So how do I know which website we can access, for example, for such as Bloomberg data or like for the business student?
So I think the library would know which ones we have access to. So you could just send them an email. And if there's a specific one that you're looking for, you can ask them if we have access to it.
Thank
I
you.
think you can also check their website, so it's what, hartford.edu/library, I'm assuming, I don't know if that's true or not.
Yeah.
It sounds good.
So go to hartford.edu, go to the search button, and go to library. Should have a whole list of resources. And if you have a specific question, then we can definitely email them. And we can talk about Bloomberg and Udemy, but I'm going to let you guys do it. You go ahead, Dr. Shea.
Yeah, I was gonna talk about Bloomberg and Udemy. Those are two amazing resources that we have. For most of our MSBA students, I recommend to sign up for Udemy on the first day. We didn't used to have this available for graduate students, but I'm so glad now all of the licenses are available for graduate students. Basically unlimited resource there to teach you all kinds of different software, because we can try to teach a lot of the fundamental stuff for MSBA, but for more, I think, industry-specific software, tutorials, we can find so many courses, on Udemy. And Bloomberg, I don't know if our graduate students are allowed to use the Bloomberg terminals.
So
there you go.
Right next door, we have a Bloomberg Lab. Is anybody a finance major or was a finance major? Okay. So Bloomberg terminals like New York Stock Exchange, you have access to all kinds of Bloomberg data. Oftentimes faculty members will use it in the classroom. It depends on the class that you're taking, maybe in a finance class, maybe in an analytics class. We have the opportunity for you all for free to get trained on Bloomberg Market Concepts. So we have two different certifications you can get through Bloomberg. One is Bloomberg Market Concepts, Bloomberg ESG, and I feel like there's a third one, but I don't remember. It's on our website. And then, as we mentioned, Dr. Gia mentioned Udemy. So Udemy is a platform. Has anybody heard of Udemy?
Yes.
Okay, fantastic. All of you. Very cool. Udemy is a platform where we offer, the content provider offers up various courses that you can take. So things in project management, things in data visualization, and so on. And it prepares you to go through and take certifications if you want to. It gives you a little badge after you're done with the course, and the badge is shareable on the LinkedIn website. Bottom line, we're investing in these tools because a huge focus for us is career readiness, right? And with career readiness today, in addition to your MBA or your MSBA degree, what other skills do you have? Because people are looking for skills. If you're applying for jobs, you have some kind of AI software that's scrolling your resume and saying, do I see the 3 keywords that I want to see, right? That are relevant to this job. Data visualization, Tableau, and Bloomberg, Zoom, right? Depending on the job you're applying for. And even if they say 2 of 3, you're like, oh, let me advance this to the next level. Goes back to empower yourself, utilize this time while you're here with us, take advantage of all these resources because they're free to you. On our website, and if it's not on our Blackboard page, we'll make sure it gets on our Blackboard page. We have instructions for how you can get access to the Udemy courses. You just have to send an email and then we'll get you an account. And I believe it's the same for Bloomberg Market Concepts, but I need to double check the Bloomberg part. But Udemy, it's like passport@hartford.edu. But again, we'll post that on our website. Just please take advantage of the resources. If I go back and think about just my education, both undergrad and grad, I always say, like in hindsight, I wish I'd taken advantage of more of the free stuff they were giving me, so certainly take it. And now particularly, it is a very skills-based marketplace. They want to see what skills you have, right? Even if you choose to stay in the same company that you may be working with, you want to get a promotion so you can get paid more money, demonstrate that you have these skills. That's the point. Passport@hartford.edu. And then Erin, we can add that to our website if it's not already on the website.
Yes.
I probably is.
All right, and then financing your education, there's financial aid, the FAFSA website. If you have any questions, you can just email financialaid@hartford.edu. There's scholarship opportunities, assistantships, as we talked about, and partner tuition discounts. So these are all links that you can click on and find out more. And then also, we recommend signing up early, but you can do tuition payment plans as well. And if you need one, you just reach out to css@hartford.edu. So all of the links are there and the email addresses to hopefully help you.
For any domestic students, just remember that if you are using the FAFSA, you have to be registered in at least 6 credits per semester to be eligible to use the FAFSA. So just make sure, every semester you're at least in 2 classes if you want to use that.
And what happens if they have a financial proof?
If they have a hold, like with the bursars. So you can contact the bursar's office to figure out why you have a hold. Most of the time it's just because like there's a missed payment or something like that. So that they can work with you to figure out, how to get that payment. I think most of the time with the bursars, like as long as you set up a plan to make the payment or start paying that back, they'll remove the hold and let you continue depending on how much it is.
And if you have a hold, sometimes you can't register the process.
Right.
So again, to Erin's point and Dr. Leah's point, just plan early about registration. We recognize things come up and it's like first day of classes, oh my God, I'm not registered, whatever, I have a hold, right? Just plan, when you have in advance when classes sign up, right? So, or when school starts. So just plan the semester before the summer.
And on self-service, you can also find out what your hold is for too. All right, academic standard. So the academic standard for all Barney graduate programs is to maintain a minimum of a 3.0 GPA each semester. After you've completed 9 credits, your cumulative GPA will be established and subject to academic evaluation at the conclusion of each semester. So we evaluate GPAs at the end of the spring, summer, and fall semesters. Should you fall below a 3.0 GPA, you will be placed on academic probation and you will receive notification from academic services. So we'll send you a letter out to let you know that your GPA is below a 3.0. You'll have 1 semester to bring your GPA back up to a 3.0 minimum. If you do not raise your GPA as specified by the Academic Standing Committee, you are subject to academic dismissal. So again, we have a meeting. We will, let you know how everything is looking. We want to work with you and we want you to all be successful. So, but we'll say it a little bit later on in our slides, but we do have tutoring services available. You can go to CSS, reach out. We want you to be successful. We want to help you. So we have the little thing about inadequate grade point average. Students whose GPA is 0.5, 5/10 of a point below the minimum 3.0, 2.5 or below are at risk of academic dismissal from the college university. Again, we determined that with the Academic Standing Committee. And for more detailed information about graduate academic regulations, you can go and click on the graduate bulletin on our course catalog. All right, so student services and resources, which we've talked about. We have our libraries. The Harrison Libraries provide a wide range of services. We have resources. Take advantage of them while you're here. There's also a Starbucks over there, which is a really nice perk here that you can go and get your favorite drink or treat. And CSS, Center for Student Success, is available to support students in all aspects of the learning process. If you need tutoring, please reach out and they can help you. CAPS, University of Hartford's Counseling and Psychological Services provides a range of short-term counseling and psychological services to the university community. So again, these are all here for you if you need anything, or if you forget, come back to the slideshow or email me and say, Erin, this is what I need help with, where can I find it? And I will help you.
Yeah, CAPS is a good place to go, like if your mental health isn't doing very well, like it's very stressful to be in classes, full time and, whatever else you have going on in your life. So if you need like someone to talk to, the university offers, like you said, the short-term counseling. So it's a good place to start, like if you want to start counseling. So it's a good resource, like just to get started with that.
All right, so on campus, you need to apply for a parking pass through self-service portal if you have a car. Parking permits are required for all students. It's just easy, you just do it online, and super easy thing to do. Student ID cards, does anyone not have a student ID card yet? Okay, so we can point you in the right direction, just come up to us after. There's a building right next to us that I can see if you look out the window. I actually had to go to the ID office this morning because my office wouldn't open, but they're very friendly in there and they will help you get an ID card. But, all right. And then you get the benefit of sometimes you get student discounts from various retailers, so it's always nice to have that card. Dining options, there are a lot of dining options. As I mentioned, Starbucks. There's also the Janker's Cafe, the Commons. I love the Commons. You just pay, a price and you can eat all you want, which is so fun. But there are lots of options. You can click on that. If you want a dining plan, you can sign up for a dining plan. That's also an option. And then the sports center, we have a weight room, a basketball court, treadmills, bikes, ellipticals. You do need your ID card to get in, so that's important to always have with you. And we also have some sports-related recreational activities like soccer, flag football, softball, volleyball, and more. So as we mentioned, we want you to be involved and have fun while you're here. So those are all available to you. All I have. Let's see, we're gonna check the time. All right, so we are right now, unless you have any pertinent questions, we're gonna take a quick break. If you didn't get food or coffee or juice, you can grab something. The bathrooms are right around the corner. If you come out to like the main lobby and then take a right, there's a couple bathrooms there. And then if you go through the first set of double doors, there are more bathrooms on the right. So why don't we take about 5 or 10 minutes? And then we can come back and we have some breakout sessions when we come back. So go ahead and get up, stretch, ask anything you need to. He's gonna introduce himself mostly. He's gonna spend some time talking with all of you about career resources. Like we had said earlier, one of the big things about getting a graduate degree is about career readiness, right? How do you advance your career? How do you switch your career? And we have tons of resources on campus, and I feel like our graduate students don't take as much advantage of them as they can and as they should. So we invited Ryan to just share some resources. Notes.
Yeah, thank you. So yes, my name is Ryan Polk. I am our Associate Director of Career Services. We are located in the GSU building, which is, now that we can have a little window, we're around the corner over that way in the Student Union. Right when you walk in the Student Union door, we are a glass-cased office, wide open, doors always open. Come on in, feel free. You don't have to make an appointment always. We ideally try to have you stop in to make an appointment first, but again, you don't have to. You can come in, and if we're available, we will assist you in terms of that stuff. We operate a peer-to-peer model. So a lot of times the very first person that you'll meet will be another student. And that student may be, probably ideally like lined up with whatever it is that you're majoring in or that you're interested in. So if you're in the Barney School, then we have, Barney School students that will help you along the way. If you're in any other school in the university, we match you up with that. So the very first line, they've been trained. They spend the summer, they come back to school early for us. They give up a couple weeks of their summer and they come back here to the university and we train them on career. I'm one of the trainers for that, so I help them understand how to do resumes and cover letters, basic things, fundamental things that you need to have. We have the students meet with you first on that, and then when you start to dive into some of the bigger things that you're looking at doing, job searching, internship searching, meeting with companies, things like that, that's where then you kind of sit down with me to kind of go over all of those different details and how we work all of that around wherever it is that you're interested in doing. So that kind of gives you a brief overview. We do a lot of other various things that come into the career world. The resources are there. That's the biggest thing. Please come in, use it. It's free. It's available for you. We just want students to come in, whether it be undergraduate, graduate, especially as she was saying, the graduate level students, like, feel free, like, come in, like, we help with all that stuff too as well. Whenever you're here on campus, we do Zoom calls, so if you can't make it in on campus, I know our office is generally open 9 to 5 every single day, but not on, when they're available on the weekends and sometimes at nights, but I do Zoom calls with graduate students at nighttime, based around your schedules, things like that. We're very flexible in terms of all that stuff, so by all means, don't think that you have to be there during the hours that just the office is open. But I want to kind of go over some of the various things that we have to show you, like, if you're stuck at night and you're like, oh, I need some help on this various stuff, my cover letter, or I want to look for this job, or an internship, or various things. I want to be able to show you kind of a basis foundation of that, so you don't go into panic mode, as I like to call it, with students in terms of different things. So the very first thing that I bring up is just our career website. So if you go to the Hartford website, you type in career services, it's going to bring you to our page. Our page is full of information. So when you think of any type of things that go with it, from our events that we host, and we host numerous events a week, whether it be resume workshops, cover letter workshops, job searching workshops. We have so many workshops for you to come to that we encourage all the students to stop in. We do LinkedIn headshots. How many of you have a headshot, a professional headshot right now? Not many usually whenever I say that in a class, which is totally fine. Those that do, excellent. But we offer free headshots. We actually have one of our staff members, we're lucky she's a professional photographer, so she actually has to set up, she brings it in. You just have to sign up for an appointment on the day that we do, prior to the headshots. It will get sent to your email, prime example, to look at your emails. Our events will get sent in there, or on U-Notes, and it will say, hey, the Career Service Center, please stop in on Wednesday, February, whatever, and from 11 to 3 are headshots. And they just take 10 minutes of your time, come in, she does the headshots, they get edited, they get sent to you. You get them a week later, and now you have yourself a professional headshot to put onto all your profiles and to have. Yes?
So besides U-Notes, where else would the students learn?
On our career website as well too. So all of our events are posted on there. They're also sent out to all the schools, to deans, to faculty, everything like that too. So just kind of always keep an eye on that end. All right? Yep, so I tell everyone, take advantage of that. We probably do it 4 times a semester, usually 4 or 5 times a semester. Stop in and get one. It's free.
Can faculty members?
Faculty can do it too. We do faculty as well. Faculty members stop in for it too all the time. So by all means, take advantage of it. All right, so it's a great thing. Like I said, it takes 10 minutes of your time. The appointments go in 10-minute increments. So you sign in, and then they get edited and sent back to you. Usually she gets back for about a week. So it's pretty nice. And then you'll now have that for the time being. So it's great to have. So I just want to show you our main website. This is where students can click on all the different things. So this just goes to show you all the resources that we have in terms of your stuff. You can make an appointment from the website if if you're not walking by. Some students walk by and just walk in and make an appointment. Some students go online and make an appointment. You can do it either way you want to. But I just want you to see that these resources are here for you to click on if you're just sitting there at night thinking, oh, I need to, yes?
Finish your sentence.
Just that way, if you're stuck at night, right, and you're just sitting there trying to figure out or planning out some different things, I tell students, go to the website. 9 times out of 10, the answer of what you're looking for, that question, can be answered on our website.
Can you talk a little bit about Hartford Dewey?
Yes, I'm going to go into each of the systems actually here in a minute. So again, click on this, your student resource tab, and this will kind of walk you through all the different things. We put tips and tricks up there for you, as you can see, for your resume, your cover letter, LinkedIn. How many have a LinkedIn account? Excellent, very good. Okay, good. Strong. Use that. That's the advantage of networking in terms of all the stuff, and it's very big. Make sure on your LinkedIn accounts, this is why I'll not dive into my whole LinkedIn class, but I'll tell you a little trick on LinkedIn as well, is understand that the LinkedIn algorithms that are built in are built around when you put the University of Hartford in. You'll see on some of your LinkedIn accounts, I'll have the little logo, the college logo. That's very important because that also ties into alumni that are on the LinkedIn system. So it instantly gives you a connection to different things. So if you're researching, so let's fast forward to researching a company in terms of different things. If you're researching that company, that algorithm, because you put the University of Hartford on there or your previous stuff, will tie in. The way it's built on the back end of computers is it then ties into those alum that could be potentially at that company. So it gives you an instant connection to have. Even if that person's at the company and let's say they're not even within your major, don't worry, you should reach out to them to try to connect with them. Hey, I recently applied for this job at Travelers. I know I'm in accounting, but you're over here in marketing. You should still connect with them. It allows you to get that instant connection with the university. So it's very important on your LinkedIn accounts to have that stuff. So make sure you list University of Hartford or any school you've been to or anything else that's going on because it ties in. It's a part of their feed, part of that home stuff. So anyways, you'll see all that stuff. searching for internships, various stuff, which I'm going to get into next, all the resources and systems we have. But again, just kind of want to show you that these resources are here for you to click at any time too as well. So, does everyone get an understanding of at least the career website part? All right, now we're going to get into some of the systems, I call them, in terms of what students need to use and what's available to you to use that will help you in navigating the whole internship, job searching, connecting, building out that part of, okay, now I'm about to graduate, or now I'm working towards an internship or job, part of my career. So we have various things. I'll start with Parker Dewey actually, because she brought up Parker Dewey. Parker Dewey is when you think of internships, project-based internships. So sometimes companies can't hire a student, let's say, for a typical internship. A typical internship is 8 weeks long. Okay, ideally. I'm gonna kind of ideally, tentatively put it out there. Most of them do it 8 weeks long, and most of them do it in the summertime, because that's when students are off, and so they can do that. Now, you can do internships during the fall semester, for example, or the spring semester. There's just not as many opportunities available from companies in terms of stuff, but they are out there to do. Okay, but ideally the internship is a summertime internship for 8 weeks. Parker Dewey is a little different in that they are project-based internships. So let's say I'm Coca-Cola. I'm the local Coca-Cola company, and I have an internship, but I just have a project within our world that we need. So we need marketing help, and we are working on a new ad campaign, and we need some students to help us with that ad campaign, and that may only take 2 weeks' time or 3 weeks' time, and it's a project-based internship. You get paid for it. They'll post it on Parker Dewey for you to apply for it. You get a Parker Dewey account that you make for free. It doesn't cost you any money. And then you can apply for that. You can submit your resume. You can apply to that person through the Parker Dewey system, and it allows you to work on project-based internships. So it gives you experience to help with those companies. It helps you with your resume, because now you have a little bit of experience, a project-based experience, but it's very crucial, it's very needed. And a lot of companies now will submit to universities through the Parker Dewey system. They opt in to look at the University of Hartford students to help them with any of these projects. It can be a variety of things. Yes?
Are these projects usually online or in person?
Online. That's the best part about it. The best part about it is that they are all online. The companies don't need you to come into their office. You're going to report to them via online. So we have a lot of students when you think about, so far I've seen a lot of students have very big success with the graphic design or marketing or those are two most popular. We've had some engineering students do some projects, things like that. But they get to work with the company. They get to direct report to someone within the company. So now you have a contact within that company, because you never know where these projects can lead to. So you have to think of it that way, like, oh great, I can get in with this company, my foot in the door with the company. They don't have to invest 8 weeks of my time that I have to go into an office every day and do this thing. Instead, I get to focus on this project and do really well with this project, and now it may lead to more projects, or it may lead to an eventual longer-term internship in the summertime.
So a lot of our students are international. I wonder how they can work through Parker Dewey. So I assume they need to have a contract in hand to even apply for CPT.
You can do it through Parker Dewey. Like, I've had international students do project-based internships through Parker Dewey. Is that what you're asking?
Yes.
So they create a profile. They create a profile on the Parker Dewey system. In terms of this might take me directly to it. Well, this just gives you information about it. But you can go in. You create a profile. You submit your resume to your profile, everything like that, and then you go through and scroll through all the different project-based opportunities that companies present on there, and you apply for it. Now, that's not to say everyone's going to get it every time, but you apply for it, and so are other students that are applying from other schools, that they may opt into what schools they want to pick from as a company. And then generally, we find right now that majority of them are paying per project, depending on the size of the project, anywhere from $200. I scrolled through it yesterday, for instance, when I gave I gave a presentation on it to faculty, and most of them that were on there were like $250 to $350 for like a couple weeks of your time, a little bit of hours each day for a couple weeks of your time.
Hey, Dr. G, I think your question is around OPT, CPT. Right?
Yeah.
So if you're an international student for a work permit, you need either OPT or CPT. That's tied to the actual work that you do. So we have somebody from the international office coming after lunch, so that will be a big question for them to see how do we use that if you want to complete one of these micro-internships. So if you have a question, just hold on to it.
Oh, yeah, they'll handle, oh, I get what you're saying, sorry, now I understand, yes. Yeah, international office will handle, I work with them, but they will handle all of your questions that. They set you up they tell you what paperwork you have to complete, and what you need to help get everything on that end, yes.
The related question is that if you apply and they accept you, do you usually have to immediately start and then within 2 weeks submit your work?
The company will base that. They'll tell you what it is. When you go to apply, they're going to lay out what work needs to be done, or check-in points, or however long the project is in terms of different things. You'll see that job description in terms of that internship. So it could be something they start right away. It could be something that they lined up within one of their departments. A lot of companies will use Parker Dewey because they break up their departments. So when you think about a large company, right, the marketing department may have a project, well, so won't the finance department, so sometimes their projects are based on that specific department. And so they'll lay that all out for you in terms of, oh, this micro internship will run from March 1st to March 20th. And that's what you're applying for, and it will go over that project with them. And you'll have a checkpoint, you'll have a person to report to and everything like that company.
So, Brian, in your opinion of all the projects you see, are they more geared towards undergraduate, or there are occasionally bigger jobs than graduates?
Oh yeah, there's a variety. You're going to see a variety of things on there. You're going to see like little tiny, hey, do this for 1 week type of project, to all the way to somebody that's looking to hire you for a whole month. You'll see the whole gamut of different opportunities. Yeah, like I just find that I try to find like a median spot, so that's why I try to figure out, like, students usually ask me, it's like, well, how much does that pay, or how much that, and it will say that on there for you. I just like to set the expectation that generally what I'm finding with a lot of them, they're a couple weeks long, and they're vary from like $250 to $350 in terms of stuff. We've had the data, I can report back on like the data, so like I see what students get the opportunities in terms of stuff. So like we had one student last semester, I don't remember her name off the top of my head, but I can tell you she completed like 4 of them. She had a great semester. She had like 4 projects. She was just pumping them out through 2 different companies that kept hiring her for stuff. I mean, she made herself an extra couple $1,000s, and now on her resume, more importantly, she has some very good project-based internship experience to apply to when she goes to apply for a job or things like that when she graduates. I think she was like a junior this year in terms of an undergraduate in terms of things. But we've seen success from students using it. So it's a great system. We just got this system. I think we're like 1 year into it. So it's very good that the university has this for you. So by all means, take advantage of it. All right. So that's Parker Dewey. The main resource that I want to go over with you is Handshake. So Handshake, and some of you may know does anyone know what Handshake is? Some may not. It's totally fine. All right, so Handshake is our career platform that we have at the university. So every school has a career platform that they use, that the university will invest a lot of money in to help you navigate the searches of internships and jobs and connecting with companies. A lot of schools right now, a lot of career services around the country use Handshake. Handshake, think of it this way, is a huge database of companies that are looking for just college students. This is undergraduate and graduate college students. This is what they're looking for. This is not something that I go on to create the profile on or everything like that, because I've been out of college for a long time. So there's no mid-level jobs or high-level jobs. You're not going to find a CEO posting in terms of job. This is just for college students, whether it be undergraduates or recent graduates or graduate students, master's degree level students. That's what the companies around here are doing. The advantage to Handshake is, one of the many advantages, but the advantage to Handshake is that these companies have opted into the University of Hartford. I didn't go out as the employer relations director, and yes, I'll encourage them to come to campus in terms of different things, but a lot of them will literally just go on, they opt in, I approve them, they go through a vetting system in terms of different things at the university, and then we then connect with them. So they're looking for just you as the students to apply for their jobs or their internships that they have. So this is not just in the state of Connecticut, by the way. I meet with many students all over the campus every single day and in different classes in terms of their stuff. And you could come to me and tell me that you're looking for a job in Florida, California, wherever you want. Like, this is a nationwide database in terms of companies that come to it. I always use the example, every summer, I've been here at the university for 7 years in our career. I'm on my 8th year of the career, and I think every single summer I've been here, I have definitely found a computer science student an internship in Silicon Valley. And I generally use the system I show them the system, and then we kind of meet to go over all the different companies and different terms of stuff to analyze all those internships that they can then do in that area. I know everybody in computer science likes that area, for instance. So usually there's one student that comes to me, says that's where I want to move to for the summer and work, and this system helps navigate that. So you could come to me for any location, and we can narrow that down. It doesn't have to be just Connecticut. That's usually the number one question I get asked, like, oh, well, I'm moving, or I want to go to, thing. By all means, we can go through any of that stuff. So I just want to show you what Handshake is and kind of some intricate works of how I teach it in terms of different things, so you can kind of play around the system on your free time. This is what it looks like when you log in. By the way, you already all have an account. It's all free. It's already been set up for you, by the way, through our IT department and myself. We meet every semester, and we upload all the student data, and it ties into our systems here at the university. Your username is your Hartford email address. Your password is already set up as your current password that you use for your Hartford email address. After that, if you want to change your password, by all means, you can go into the system, click your information, change your password. Your username will always say your email address. It has to have a .edu, and that's what we have with Hartford.edu as your thing for the system to recognize you. Now, eventually, afterwards, if you want to change over to a Gmail account or some of your personal account after you've done, then you just have to come see us in the career office, and we make that swap in terms of the stuff. But for right now, everyone, no matter what, during school uses their .edu, and that's your username. Okay? So just know that. Your way of getting into the system is right here at the top, is hartford.joinhandshake.com. And that is what's going to take you to your login page, where then you then put in your email address and your password.
If I can, if I want to create some connection with other professors, students in my area, how do I find them? Because I can't see anybody to suggest me. For example, when you sign into LinkedIn, after a while it shows some pop-up that it is related to you. You can connect with them, or like this. I want to know how to explore and find the people who are in my areas.
Great question, and we're going to go over how we do that. It's just a click of a button, but I'm going to show you what button to click to do that. But yes, great question. We're going to get to it. All right, so after you log in, this is what your homepage looks like. Just like a LinkedIn, just like anything else, there's a feed that's in this middle section. You can click around, play with all the different things. As you fill out your interests and your degree and all the different things like that, it kind of populates that into your feed. So like this is my demo account, in terms of all my stuff, and I think I want to be like an accountant or an auditor or something like that. So all the feed comes up as accountant and auditing, different things that go into the system, and they update it for you in terms of all that stuff. Other things, you'll see that we always post all of our university career fairs or events coming up. That's always going to be in your feed, so don't be alarmed. Another way, though, to check it, when she brought the question about where do they find all that information, it's on your Handshake account. It's going to be in notes. It's going to be in your emails. So we try to get you in all the different directions of getting the information to you so you know what's going on. But it will always be in your Handshake feed as well, too, and it always gets updated every day in terms of different events that are taking place. So this just gives you a general idea of what the feed looks like. The main part, I always break everything down into little sections for everybody to understand, all students to understand. So the very first thing, if you think about it this way, is in the career, let's think of career in terms of how you want to expand or how you want to go after it. The very first step to any searching or doing them things is your resume. So it's very important that you have an active resume that is up to date, that is workable, that I always tell students is like, hey, when I feel comfortable sending this out to a contact at a company. So if your resume, if you have that ability, if you're thinking in your head, hey, this resume looks great, I'm ready to go, then great. You start uploading that onto profiles in terms of different systems. If you say to yourself like, this could use a little bit of work, you want to come in and see us, because that's step one. Step one is you have to have a resume, a good resume that you're ready to go on, because you're going to use that resume on LinkedIn. And then you're going to use that resume on the very first step of Handshake. It's up here in the upper left-hand corner is the dashboard, I call it. And the reason why they put the My Profile at the very top is because it's the next step in the process. So think to yourself, hey, I have a great resume. Now I click the My Profile, and I'm going to update my profile with my resume and all the different things that you want to put into your profile. The reason why you want your Handshake profile to be up to date and everything that goes along with it is because when I get to his question of how do I make things public, where recruiters can see this, where companies can see this, where if I want to talk to other students at other universities that maybe have worked for one of those companies and get some advice from them, you want to have your profile up to date. Because if you're going to apply for something especially, there's an apply button when I show you how to do a job in a second that you can apply directly from your profile. So you want that to be always up to date. So think to yourself, hey, my resume looks great, perfect. Now let me go into my profile and let me add all that information to my profile. So everyone has an up-to-date profile in terms of stuff. Okay. Back also, my other tip, I talked to you about the headshots, in terms of getting your headshots and all that. Well, think now I have my headshot, I look great, I'm putting it on my LinkedIn account. Well, then you can also add it to your profile account there. So that headshot works in many different ways, in terms of different things. All right, profile. So everyone got it? Resume, updated my profile. Now you're going to work your way over to the right hand, or would be your left hand part of the screen that then gets you to all of the researching and the using the database of Handshake. So if we go into jobs, this is what it looks like. And again, think in terms of like Google, and when you type different things in, you're using different keywords that go into the database. And so you want to play around with those keywords in terms of different things, because the system's going to recognize and the companies have put information in based on those keywords. So if I was to do a, we'll use like marketing. I'm just going to use marketing. How many do we have any marketing? Anybody in marketing? Great, all right. So we use marketing as our just general broad term. I'm going to go broad. So just to give you an idea for this demo and for this example, but you can, again, play around with all the different words. If we just typed in marketing, and then you just play around at the top, like let's just say we wanted to go to the Hartford area. We're in Hartford, so let's use Hartford, Connecticut as our example. Again, back to like, you can type in any location you want to in the whole country. All right, we're just gonna use Hartford. And let's say we're looking at internship opportunities. So you can click on the top. All I did, by the way, just so everyone follows it, I just kind of clicked on all the different things, the filters at the top. And so say we did internships. All of the different internship opportunities in companies are all right here on the left-hand side that are available for you to apply. Now, if you want to know more about that company or that information, you would click on it, and then it becomes big right here in the middle. And then you can start to see all the information they have in there, like, oh, is that job hybrid? How much does it pay? What's the internship? What are the dates? I always tell students, really think about looking at all these places and all the stuff that comes across as their dates. Remember I told you like a typical internship's 8 weeks? Well, every company's different. So, for instance, this one goes all the way from May until November. So, eventually you gotta go back to school, so then they'll work on you with your scheduling in terms of different stuff. But everyone has various different parts to their stuff. So always keep an eye on that though, and what it is that you're looking for. Become very good analyzers. I tell students if they become very good analyzers of these job descriptions, you'll find that you'll do really well in getting return phone calls or return emails to set up time to talk to you. All right?
US work required, and now we international student can't apply for this.
Yeah, so for instance, like on this one, the international office will go over you like in terms of different stuff, because some of you will have authorizations based on your programs or different things like that. And this will always be, an employer will check what they accept in terms of different things.
Is it possible to filter for this? I mean that show the jobs which doesn't need this.
One second. Right here. So when you click on the all filters button that I clicked on to the far right of the thing, I kind of just scroll down and then you could check what it is that you would like and it will filter it out for you. It's a great system. It does everything for you. So that way you can filter out however you like it. Okay? So afterwards, I just want you to see kind of how it goes. Now, the main part of why I also tell you to have your profile up to date and everything like that is Handshake will always, oh yeah, go ahead.
Sorry. By analyzing the job descriptions, do you mean like catering our resumes to include those keywords that are?
Sorry, yes, I should go back to that. Excellent point. So yes, what I was trying to say with becoming very good job description analyzers is that you have to think of everything. I give the same example every time that I talk about it. You have to think of it as everybody in the room, like we just did a marketing search. So let's just pretend everybody in the room has a marketing degree. All right, I'm the company and I'm looking for a marketing degree person, so you all have it, you all qualify for that sort of stuff, but now we need to filter out like what makes you different from her, what makes her different from her, and various things. And so like sometimes students just make I call it a simple mistake, but I understand it's a mistake, that we'll say, well, I'm really good at the following things. But if you didn't put down what I was looking for, you have to remember, like, I'm the company, I'm the person hiring. So, like, I was looking for somebody that's really good at time management and Microsoft Excel and the various things. And so if you don't put that down, that you're also good at those things, well, then you instantly just kind of canceled yourself out. And you can be the smartest person in the room, but what good is it do? Because I just told you this is what I was looking for. So it's almost like cheating on a test. I know none of you have done that before because you're all very intelligent students. But if you think about it, you're almost cheating and understanding the job description to tell the employer, oh, you said you were looking for that? Just so happens to be, I got that skill. Because we're starting to break down our skills at that point and what we bring to the table. Because you all have the same college degree. So now we need to start analyzing that part.
Yes, so if this was a quick apply type of job instead of applying externally, and you already had a resume attached to the profile, would you suggest that a person like edits their resume and adds a new resume for each job that they're applying for?
I would.
Okay.
I would. So back to the, I'm going to go into that part next actually. You just let me read it. So Handshake has two ways to apply for a job. Apply externally, it will say right here, and then it will take you to that company's website and then the way that they want you to apply for the thing. The other part will just, the externally will be out and it will just say apply. Now here's the kicker. Before you click the apply button and you know you're going to have that, I do two things. I save it. I save the job. You click the button, it saves. It comes up as like a little flag right here in terms of stuff. And then now it's built into your saved icon at the very top. So now I'm going to go back later on. Let's say I just did a job search that night and now I want to go back to apply for those jobs. I click on the saved icon and they're all in there for me to apply. Now, back to the part of why you're analyzing the skills part. If you go into your profile where you were, 1 second. I start putting a ton of stuff in here in my skills section. So now it's in my profile. So you get it? There's the trick. Then you go back and you can click the apply button in terms of all those different things, but you can start to see what's in there. Now you're going to have a bunch of other stuff in your thing, which is great, but then you also know that you have the stuff that that company wanted to see too as well. So you're almost creating a skill section that's just like, I'm awesome. you want to click on my stuff because I told you I can do it all. All right. Now eventually you got to be able to explain your skills, remember, in your interview in terms of different stuff, but it at least helps you get to where you just don't get eliminated right off the bat. A lot of times students will say to me, like, I applied for 50 jobs, why didn't I get a call back? And then I have them tell me the process of what they do to apply, and a lot of times you're just missing one little thing or two little things, where if all of a sudden you were to change that, you start to see where then they start to call you back, or that they want to know more information from you. And a lot of it could just be a simple thing, it's just the skills section. So I focus heavy on the skills section because, again, you all have the marketing degree, remember? So that's great. So I got you to step 1. Now we got to get to step 2. And so you'll start to see that they'll start looking for certain things. That's why I say become very good job analyzers, the description analyzer. And you can update your profile in terms of that part. Does that help everybody understand the job? So you can type in all different types of stuff into this system in terms of different things. Again, you can search all over, you can type it by full-time jobs, internships, you can analyze it by international and on it. All the different things will come in here and you can do all the different things. The next part to that I do is I actually reverse, I skip over events and we go down here to the employers. The employer part is very important because if you think about it sometimes, right, yes, we want you to, click the apply button and do everything, and that's great. And that's exactly how the process should work, from your resume to your profile to apply for the job or the internship. But now we need to also analyze what companies it is that we're applying for. So if you know nothing about a company, you want to spend the time to research the actual companies that you're applying for, because again, you're going to have to go to work every day, as I like to tell everybody. And so you want to follow along someone that's going to be aligned with what it is that you're looking to do, not just, oh, hey, I need a job because I need a paycheck. We understand that. The company understands that. But you oftentimes want to understand a company from their mission statement to what they stand for to what it is that they're trying to do. And so this allows you to start looking at actual companies. And this allows you to break down the database based on companies as well, too. So if we took that same example of marketing, and if we typed in Hartford, Connecticut, and you can adjust the miles, all I'm doing is, sorry, I'm over here. You can adjust the miles based on whatever city it is that you want to in terms of different things. You can analyze how many people want to work for a large company, how many people want to work for a smaller company that maybe it's just a startup or something that's going. You get to pick, you get to filter out the system based on that in terms of what it is that you're interested in. And then the data then will populate in terms of what companies are in that area or in that location. So by just typing in marketing in Hartford as a broad term and not picking specific size of companies, the system tells us that 1,302 companies have opted into the University of Hartford to look at our students. That's pretty good. It's actually very good. So now it allows you to, what I call reverse engineer the application process. Yes, you applied for the job and all the different things. I then reverse engineer and teach students to search it by companies. So if a student comes in and tells me, what I mean by that is, if a student comes in and says, I'm looking for a marketing job in Hartford, Connecticut, and I say to them, okay, great, have we started the process? They say no. I say, all right, let's start off with this part of the process. And I actually take them right to the employer side, not the actual job side yet. By that I mean you can filter through those 1,302 employers on your free time to get an idea of what actual employers meet your needs and goals that you're trying to do as well from a career side. So you can click on, the system already filtered out 1,302 for me, and now I can start clicking on all the different things. And so by that I mean you can click on the company profile, learn all about them, may give you a contact to then reach out to somebody. You can start to follow that company. So now it's going to be in your feed. So it's very important to start following the companies that you want to start getting involved in and learning what they're doing. So you can follow that company, and now it's in my feed. It'll show up if they're starting to post stuff about their company. And so you're really starting to search by company and analyzing the actual companies. And then the goal is, so now if we've gone through it, and let's say that company posted let's use the scenario of kind of how we've been doing our steps along this talk, is you've had your resume. Great. You've updated your profile. Perfect. We've now started to apply for the jobs. Perfect. Next part is I analyze the company to find a contact at that company, to reach out to that company. Because the networking piece is going to be the next step that's going to help you get your resume to the top of the pile, because I just told you all have a marketing degree and now I need to figure out what separates you. Yes, your skills, but then also it may be that now you've reached out to somebody. 95% of students or even career professionals will just think applying and clicking the apply button will get them to the next step. And sometimes it does. But a lot of times you have to go the extra mile, is what I call it. What the 5% is willing to do is to actually reach out to that company and to some sort of representative to find out more information. And that person's also going to get your resume, because you're going to attach the resume to that email. And that email may just be a simple introduction of, hi, I'm a current graduate student at the University of Hartford studying economics. I graduate in May of 2025. I really find your company fascinating. I've been researching it. I really like that you do the following. X, Y, and Z, and look forward to speaking to you. I applied for the following job on the handshake system. Always leave your emails open-ended, because that allows you to keep interacting and following up with that person to talk to you about that job, to see if they need more information, or allows you to say, where are you at in the process of applying? I recently applied, do you have a timeline? So it's very crucial that you start doing the networking piece and using the system on the employer side, not just always apply. I call that fishing. Anyone ever gone fishing? You cast out of it. I like fishing. So like you cast out your pole, cast it out, and you're just hoping that a fish takes the bait and it bites, right? Well, that's great, and every once in a while I catch a fish. But then I can sit there for hours and no fish is biting. But if I had a direct contact to that fish, I cast it out, they're gonna take the bait, and boom, I've caught the fish a lot faster. You have to think of job applying the same way. That's my way of analyzing it, all right, in terms of my role. But you can take that same thinking. If you have that direct line to that employer and to those people, you want to look for people that have talent acquisition, recruiter, human resources. You want to look for those people that have that in their titles, because those are usually your first line of defense to that company. And so that's generally who we try to partner with and who I focus on to bring to campus when we can bring them to campus. Those are people who come to campus, and those are people you get to meet in terms of different things.
When do you bring them on campus so we can,
You'll see all that information posted. Events, we have events all the time on campus, different things. So that gets posted all the time as well. Yeah, so always just keep an eye on those things in terms of all the stuff. Notes, your handshake account, it all just keeps going through all the things. Look on the TV screens when you're walking around buildings, in the library, different things. Events, not just our events for the whole campus are done this way. We just follow the same systems.
Do we have the events for just graduate students?
We do not do them based on just graduate students. We do it as a whole university. So it'll be undergraduate and graduate though. Yeah, graduate students can come to the same thing that undergraduate. There's no such thing of me just inviting undergraduates. Like I invite the whole university within your worlds for graduate students as well too.
How about
I was once a graduate student. I know how it goes. Yes.
How about some tours for special areas? For example, maybe finance students want to see the Wall Street or like this, or other majors like this. I mean that does the university have some tours for the special areas or not?
You mean like?
For example, finance students, because they're going to work in the stock market, for example, they want to see and visit some finance-related areas such as Wall Street, for example. Does the university have tours like this or not?
We do breakdowns, various events breakdown on your what you're involved with in your field of study.
I think he refers to
corporate
visits. We do offer corporate visits maybe once a year or sometimes at the end of each semester, when a group of students will actually go and visit New York Stock Exchange or
that's what. Sorry, I didn't understand.
Federal Reserve Bank of New York or Boston. So within this area, we do organize corporate visits. For non-finance students, so if you're marketing or analytics, we have a lot of companies here in the Hartford area. And those corporate visits are very beneficial because it's like a job shadow in a way. You spend a few hours there.
We in our world, in the career office world, we do career exploration day. This past semester in the fall, I think we took about 350 students to various, you get on a bus in the morning out here in the parking lot, and those buses, you sign up for what companies you would like to go to, and then those buses break down those students and take you to that various company. We had about 30 companies on that list this past fall semester, and then those students break up. You sign up online, or you stop in the career office and you sign up in terms of stuff. So yeah, like we do that. We do that part to give you within your worlds and in terms of stuff too as well. If that helps, if that's what you meant, I think that's it, yeah.
So I just wanted to bring this point, is if there is at all a possibility of organizing career fairs only for graduate students, because I have attended career fairs in the past, and I would say 99% of the companies that visit, they have opportunities only for graduate students. And they clearly they have told me on face that, sorry, they have this opportunity only for the undergraduates. So it becomes really very difficult for graduate students to find opportunities as much as it is easier for the undergraduate students. So if we can have something focusing only on graduate students, then that would really be very helpful for all the graduate students.
Excellent point. Yeah, I can definitely look into that, into organizing something that's specific just at the graduate level. If everyone agrees, that's fine. Yes. I know I've done workshops just for graduate students. Last year, I did them online in the evening time for graduate students that were looking for, resume help or cover letter help in terms of stuff. I was actually the point person that ran those for the graduate students. We would get some students that would come to it. So we did do those based on just graduate level. We did them at night because I found that most people wanted to sign up then. But great point. Yes. Yeah, we can look into that with companies. Yep. Yep. I'm just answering any.
Oh, now you're just answering questions.
Yeah. Any other questions
Like
or?
maybe 5 minutes?
Yeah. Any other questions? I mean, in terms of stuff, does everyone at least get an understanding of Handshake now? I know it's a lot of information one time, but it gives you at least an understanding of what the system is capable of doing. And again, you all have an account. By all means, use it. Yes. Yeah.
My question, it may fit or may not. Like for example, me, this is my second master's degree because I'm going through a overhaul of my life.
Yeah.
And so, but I am like mid-career senior. Where does that leave someone like me?
I would come into the office to meet directly with us to kind of guide you through. Okay. I meet with alumni that have been here at the university that came here, 10 years ago, and I help them with the pivoting. I call it pivoting of all the different things. If you think about it this way, I always use this as my example. Data, I'm a data-driven person in terms of stuff and the way I kind of operate. That's why I control our systems here at the university. And if you look at career data, in the many years I've been doing career, not only just here at other schools, graduates right now, whether you be a master's student or an undergraduate, when you graduate, you're looking at 6 to 8 careers in your lifetime. So to really think about that, 6 to 8 careers. I didn't say jobs, careers. Meaning you may start off right now thinking, oh, I'm going into the finance world, and you may end up in who knows what as you go along the way of the different things. Like welcome to life is what I tell everyone that's young, in terms of thing. I would say like I'm probably already on my 4th career. It's like, but data will tell us now, anybody that's graduating, that you have to really think about breaking down your career into like 1-2 year segments. Because you may pivot, it may take you to something else. So that's why I tell anybody, for instance, in your question in terms of thing is that like, just come meet with us and we kind of help you with that pivot.
And so I just send an email?
Yep.
Just when you show it up?
Yep, just like I showed you when it says schedule appointment, you click on the thing, you just say, you'll type in a part and they'll send you back a thing.
It kind of goes with what she said as far as like programs for like graduates.
Yep. Yep. So. Well, you'll find oftentimes with the graduate students we meet with you kind of directly because it's a little different, right? You're not an undergrad anymore, and so some of the different things you're kind of. A lot of times in graduate school, for instance, like I have a master's degree, like you start to get like into concentrations, right? You kind of have an idea of your focus. I know my examples just to show you where like broad terms like marketing. Well, there's a lot of stuff that goes into, if you think about marketing or if you think about, finance or economics or all the different things. So like, we try to then really narrow down and target market your stuff that you're looking for. So you'll see a lot of times we work with you. Yes.
So say we apply for a job and then we receive an offer, does the Career Resources or office also help in the negotiation and in the process of accepting a job?
Not to make myself, I'm a very good negotiator. I've done a lot of students offers over the years here. Yes. Yes, we can totally, if you don't feel comfortable understanding what it is that they sent you, or hey, do I counter, or what do you think of this different thing? A lot of times the students get sent to me. I'm a business person, so I generally know kind of all the different things, but I help a lot of our students out with that stuff. Engineering students come to me a lot of times with different offers. What do you think? And I'll kind of analyze it from an outside perspective to give you an idea. Same thing with business. Yeah, great question.
So in the last career fair, we have seen as an international, we were not able to apply for the companies because 90% of the companies they required for the US-based authorization work.
So some companies, yeah, what you run into, oh, go ahead, sorry.
It was not helpful for we people as international people because out of 30 to 40 companies, we were just eligible for the 2 or 3 companies. So I don't think so it was helpful for the international students. You have to focus for those companies who are eligible to recruit for all candidates from international or locals.
Yeah, so what we do now is, we just started this past year with companies because they register through the handshake system when they come here to campus, they register through that system. What we've started to do is now they're required to fill out if they are looking for international students or what the authorizations are or in terms of different things. A lot of them, what they'll fill out in terms of that are what we found so far in the data in terms of doing our first one. We just did our first one this fall when we had 100, I think we had like 110 employers to our career fair in the fall. A lot of them, they're supposed to fill that out as far as a requirement when they come to the thing. So some will just say, sorry, we're not able to take on any international students, at the time. Some will fill out the thing and say, hey, what I found is probably 60% of them, even though they may have like said something directly to you, have checked the box that says, for the right candidate, I'm willing to look at the requirements to authorize this student. And I found that probably, believe it or not, like 60 companies out of 100 click that box on the back end of the system that I see that says like, hey, for the right candidate, I'm willing to do this. You also just have some that it will say for this year, sorry, we're not able to take on any international students. Unfortunately, there's no formula in doing this. I can tell you that like this year, let's say 60 of them say, hey, I'm willing to do this. Well, next year that can completely change, and they completely change after that. So if you look at a big company, let's take like a large example of like a Travelers, right? Travelers would say, Ryan, right now we have 10 openings for any international students. Well, that's great for this year. Next year, they may come back and say 20. The following year, they may say, sorry, this year our budget's the following thing, and we only can take 2. And so you have to think of it as every company's going to change year to year or within their budgets or semester to semester in terms of stuff. My other part to that, to the career fair thing is, that doesn't mean I wouldn't come to the career fairs and go talk to each employer that you think is within your role. Because one, it helps you build that contact and that network with that person as well too. Because, like I just said, that may change. And it can change in a moment's notice when you're running a company of these magazines that kind of come to them with that. So for the right candidate, as a lot of them will say, I'm willing to think, well, if you make a very good impression, your resume's right, and all the different parts that go along with that, you may end up being that right candidate. There's just no right or wrong. There's no magic wand that I can just say, hey, go to that one in terms of some of this stuff. So to your point, what I'm looking at doing though, I will say as an example to that, because I agree with what you're saying, I'm looking at trying to do something that would be company-based just for international students. So hey, send out a notice and I can talk to various companies of who is looking specifically for international students and kind of based off of that.
And so I have seen another thing that lots of the major sectors were missing there. Like financial sector, no one company was there. Any banking sector wasn't there.
So here's my thing for that. Believe it or not, yes, they are there. They're just maybe sending a representative of a different department there. So think of a company, right? If Traveler shows up, I always use them as my example. The students will say, I'll say, did you go talk to Travelers? And they'll say, well, no, I don't want to go into insurance. And I'll say, I understand that. But think about how big Travelers is as a company. They have a marketing department. They have an accounting department. They have I could just name all the departments they have. So maybe that specific person there that day is just the underwriter. But I would personally take that as, let me talk to them. Okay, I'm in, if I was playing the game and you're the underwriter, I would walk in and say like, I'm currently a graduate student looking at the finance. Could you connect me to someone in finance? And I would get that information from that person. And then that would lead me to follow up with the person from finance from Travelers. So just because the company's there that sends maybe a different representative, you have to think of companies. I always use this scenario with my blinders. My blinders need to come off, right? I was at Last Parking a couple weeks ago meeting with all the executives at Last Parking. And the very first thing people say to me is like, Ryan, I'm not gonna park cars. No, but they're $1 billion company. They have 500 people within their company. They have a huge downtown office in terms of things. So just think blinders off. Don't just think of just the brand of what that company is. They're huge, huge companies.
All right, so we're gonna pause here if you don't mind. We're gonna start our networking lunch, but if you have questions, feel free to come up and talk to Ryan.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay for a little bit to help out. I'll help you with your public profile thing to connect with different people. I'll show you the system.
All right, so we're gonna get lunch set up. We have a bunch of our faculty members here as well, so I'm gonna invite them in, and this is gonna be a way as you network. I know you hang out with each other, meet your faculty members. So I'm gonna have them come in, just introduce themselves. We'll set up lunch up front, and then try and mingle with your faculty members. If you need to take a break, take a break. Thank you, Ryan. That
I think these are marked, they're subs from Jersey Mike's, and they're marked what kind of subs.
I'm gonna have them introduce themselves, what discipline you're in, if you're teaching a class, what class you're teaching, and then get some sandwiches, and we'd love for you to just like pick a table and hang out with some students, get to know them, right? So we'll start with you, Professor Oxoy.
Thank you so much. Hi, welcome everybody. My name is Aiden Oxoy. I teach entrepreneurship and management/marketing 771, new venture creation. And I see some faces I just met. So, you know, what entrepreneurship really, I teach it from the perspective of microeconomic, the tip of the microeconomic spear. So we do a lot of transaction cost economics, and it's really the strategic architecture. I have a strategic management PhD. I teach entrepreneurship and I research entrepreneurship, so I teach the strategic architecture of entrepreneurship. And it's cool, it's fun, and I look forward to having all of you in my class at one point. Welcome.
Hello everyone, I'm Malik Lashkari, and I would like to welcome you to our university, and I hope you will enjoy it. It's a nice place to study and enjoy. It's all winter now, but when it comes to the spring, it's beautiful. So welcome, and hope to see you in one of my classes. I teach finance, investments and finance. Delighted to seeing you in one of my classes. Thank you.
Good afternoon, right? Yeah. Professor Zach. I am an instructor of operations and project management, and in the graduate space I teach the managing organizations. I'm a certified project manager. I am actually a graduate of the University of Hartford, and I won't get into too much detail, but if you're interested in project management, please come talk to me.
Hi, I'm Professor Barbara Lamberton. I teach in the MBA and MSAT. I teach primarily focus in on cost accounting, managerial accounting, and how technology relates to that. Welcome.
Oh, me? Sorry. Yeah. Hi, I'm Lillian Kamal. I'm just so excited to see you here because it's just taking me back to when I first came to the United States as an international student. I'm originally from Bangladesh, but born in Uganda and grew up in Kenya, and then came to the United States for my PhD. You have such a wonderful phase in your lives ahead of you. And throughout this, you know, the people that you see here, my colleagues that you see here, all of us, we're here to support you. I always think of it this way, we make it through together, you know, so we're here to support you. What else am I supposed to say? What I teach, yes. I teach, so if you see on your schedules a course that's called EC 602, that's the graduate economics course, that's the one I teach. I'm a professor in the economics department, a colleague of Dr. Ning Jia there, who has the office right next to me. I hope to see you in my class, and any time you want to stop by and chat, just about the graduate program, about life, I'm here. As we all are. Yeah. Dr. Wazis, thank you. Welcome.
I don't know how I can follow that. Hello, my name is Carmina Cavazos. I'm an associate professor in marketing, and I'm thrilled to see you here. I was also an international student, and I remember when I started my MBA, I was just so eager to learn everything about my professors and the courses, and then halfway through the courses, I'm like, oh my God, how can I get out of this? But it was such a great experience that I'm still in contact with my professors from my MBA program. I did a concentration in finance and my PhD. and it has been one of the best experiences in my life. So I really wish you the very best. We're here to support you, and have a wonderful time too. I am, like I said, I'm a professor in marketing, and I teach Marketing 606, Marketing Strategy.
Good afternoon. My name is Narendra Sumukhadas. I also started out my life as an international student way back then. I won't tell you how long ago, but I'll let you guess based on the amount of hair I have on my head, my age. But I have been completing, this is my 26th year at the university, so I've been here a while. I think Malik takes the lead in other ways. But other than that, I'm looking around and seeing, yeah, I think I've probably been here the longest other than Malik.
Well, we came in together.
Oh yeah, we came together, yes,
Yeah.
yes, 26 years, yes. Yeah, I teach in operations management. My undergraduate degree was in engineering, mechanical engineering at some point, then I forgot my engineering, so I had to pretend to be something else, so I said, let me go get a PhD. That's how it went. So now I pretend to be an operations management expert, but you guys will see, through me, when you come to Management 607, you'll see that maybe I don't know anything at all. No, you will, hopefully not. Yeah, but well, I typically teach the Management 607, which is the required course in the MBA program. Operations management, we call it managing organizational processes, and it's about basically, I know when I was a kid, I got a book which was how things work. And you open it and it said, how does a zipper work? How does a lock work? How does this work? It was intriguing, and that is exactly what this course is about. How things work. In an organization, everything is done by processes. So how do you manage these processes? How things work? So that's kind of what the course is about. That's what operation management is about. And we have also built up our program now, as you know, project management, supply chain management, all of these are also slowly we're building up that. And many of you may choose to seek concentrations in that. And that's also something that we will be dealing with, okay? Well, welcome again. Nice to see you. See you in the class sometime.
Yes, it's me. Hi, my name is Ihan Jongni. I am Associate Professor of Marketing. I was in your shoes about 20 years ago as an international student. One thing I want to say is that, yes, academic is important, but now I remember my friends and the friendship and the relationship that I have with the professor. I don't remember any calculus problems or operation management or finance or accounting. I don't remember anything, even though I have a PhD in marketing. But I still remember that I stayed up late with my friend to study. I remember that part. I don't remember which one was left, debit or credit. I see, you can see, like I don't know what debit and credit is. I took accounting, class. So yes, you are in a graduate school. You are here to study, but at the same time, you came here to build a relationship. So whenever you have a chance, talk to your friends, talk to your professor. I know it's awkward. I feel like that too. I feel awkward when I talk to you for the first time. Everybody's like that, but you have to embrace it. And then you are gonna have a great asset next 10 years, 15 years. Those are gonna be your great asset, okay? That's my tip. Oh, I teach marketing. Marketing analytics class. Yes, marketing analytics class. Sorry.
We'll have to put her through some competency testing. She doesn't know her debits and credits. She doesn't know operations management.
Yeah, then I have a PhD.
Hi everyone, I'm Carmen Cote. I'm a professor of finance and the associate dean in the business school. Welcome to Barney. We are a community of wonderful faculty, staff, and students. So you are the newest addition to our community. I have a very low teaching load as an administrator, but when I do teach, I teach the corporate finance required course in the MBA program, as well as 2 electives in finance, mergers and acquisitions, and financial markets and institutions. I was at grad school a very long time ago, but I echo my colleague who said the network that you develop in grad school will stay with you forever. I am still in contact with all my colleagues, all my former professors. They've been retired for maybe 20 years, and we are still in contact. So that particular network is going to be very valuable to you. Maybe not immediately when you graduate, but later on you will reach out to every one of them whether for mentorship, for guidance in your career, particularly as you start your career, and later on for development of that career. So welcome again, and I think I'm the last one, so I am between this and your lunch.
Yeah, if you did ask for any specific, like you have allergies or you don't eat certain things, I would just come forward first and look through them. They're all marked what the subs are, but you're welcome, and then there's drinks over there. So.
My name is Marisca Liu. I work at International Center. Is everyone familiar with our office so far? Yes? So how many people are new this spring? Show of hands. And were you all here at our International Student Orientation? Yes? Just real quick rundown in case for those that might have not attended our orientation. At the International Center, we have our director, Nicole Cooper-Stewart, Kim Marusa is one of our main ESOs, and there's Leslie as well. She is actually on the study abroad side, so if any of you are interested in maybe studying abroad again, you can definitely reach out to her for all the programs abroad during the semester. And there's me, Marissa. And I am the one that most of the time will be handling your I-20s, and I also issue your I-20s as well. So,
and just an FYI, if you're not an international student, like you are done for the day, so you're welcome to leave, but you stay here. You're welcome to stay also. Yes. But for some of you, the visa stuff is not necessarily pertinent.
Right.
So, but you're welcome to stay and hang out
Yeah.
with faculty. Just wanted to offer that up in case you have a little.
That's great.
Sorry.
Yes, no, the International Center, we also organize some of the events for our international students, and we welcome everyone to attend. I know that this coming Monday, we have a coffee hour. I want to say 1 to 2. You can drop in at the office, GSU 309. We'll have some coffee and some little snacks so you can mingle and connect with the students and our office staff as well. And there's also the Lunar New Year celebration this coming Friday. No, next Friday. And it will be at the Commons. Well, we can send, we definitely have, we'll be sending out an email about it, so look out for your inboxes. We will be announcing all the information about these events, and everyone's welcome to attend. Besides the events, of course, our International Center, our responsibility is to manage your CVIS record. And for that, there's a lot of rules and regulations that you all need to comply, and our office is here to ensure that all that's met, and we always reach out to you if there's any questions on our end, but you're also welcome to reach out to us because your F1 record is your responsibility, so we try to educate you as much as we can, provide the guidance we can, and you definitely have to follow up with us as well and respond to our emails. So check your emails often in case we have questions. Okay, so for those who just newly arrived this spring, if you haven't already, please complete the arrival reporting. This is when you arrive, you are considered to be initial status. So for us to activate your status in CVIS, which is a database that holds all your records on your I-20s, we need all this to be done so we can report back to the government that you are here, and so we can activate your record. And this usually happens about a couple weeks after school starts, when we start the process. That's why right now we really need to organize and get all the paperwork in place so we know we're sure that we have everything what we need. Okay. Has everyone that are here from spring, have they completed this step? If not, thank you. Yes, thank you.
Just one question on that. So I'm in the middle of changing my phone number. I have updated my address, but my phone number is still in the middle of changing operators, and I'm gonna transfer my number. So I can do that after a week or so still, right? But my address is the same.
Yes, the address is fine. Yeah, and you can always change. You know, yeah, we understand that you might be maybe looking for an apartment, staying temporarily somewhere else. We just need right now where the address where you're physically present and living right now. So if you change it, definitely you have normally we request for you to update us within 10 days when you move. Okay. All you have to do is go to the self-service.
Right.
Sorry, I was updating my addresses, and my permanent address from my country is delayed. So I can't add to my account. What should I do now?
Yes, I think Did you send us an email?
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
I just replied. If you can just go back and instead of the valid from date, just put today's date. I think it's overlap. It's an old record. So just the valid from date, just put down today's date.
My permanent.
Yes, I know, but it's just to get it in the system. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can put today's date.
I mean that I put the local address for the US. I put today's date. You mean that for permanent?
Yes. Yes.
It's okay.
Yeah, that's okay.
Okay.
Thank you. Any other question about addresses? I know it's not the most intuitive. It's a little quirky with the system how to update your addresses. So we're good. And another item for the new incoming students that are arriving in spring, that have arrived in spring, please complete your pre-arrival online orientation. We cover a lot of items that are pertinent to international students. So if you go through this, it takes about an hour. So definitely take your time. There's some quizzes that you need to answer correctly, and you only get a few tries. So once you exceed those tries, you'll be locked and cannot proceed, and you'll have either start a new request and start over again, okay? Or if that doesn't work, you'll have to email us as well. So if you can please complete this over the weekend. Whenever we do a check of who has completed or not, those that who haven't completed, we will place a hold on your student account, okay? Just to get your attention to contact us and complete that task. So the International Student Portal, I believe most of you are familiar. Yes? Oh, anyone's familiar? Everyone's familiar? Good. So this is exactly where you need to go to do a lot of the requests, like the new student check-in, pre-arrival orientation. All that's done through the portal. There's other items later on. I will show you the picture of it. We also have added how to use portal video when you first log in, so you can go through the video and understand how to use the International Student Portal. And there's other information also about updating your local address, which I know some students have some hard time because of the dates. They do cause a little problem there. But any problem, any question, feel free to reach out to us as always. So just important immigration reminders. As I said, we managed your CVA's data record, so we have to make sure that you are always complying with the rules and regulations, and one of them is that you must be enrolled full-time. And for graduate students, that means 9 credits, and it has to be like that for fall and spring semesters, okay? I know some students towards the end of the last semesters, they might have only a few credits left. During that time, they will have to request a reduced course load request at the portal as well. But that's later on because you all just started, right? So, and as part of your full course load, you are only allowed 1 3-credit online course. So if you have 9 credits, only 3 of those are allowed to be online during the semester.
How about summer?
Summer, they're free to do what they need to do.
So we can take 3 classes all online, that's fine.
Yes, yes. It's only during fall and spring.
I see. And what if their last semester is summer? Is that okay?
The last semester is summer. I'm trying to think. That one should be, I'll have to double check on that, but if you.
Yeah, say if they have 1 elective left, you know, for the summer, is that okay for the summer to be the last semester?
Okay, I'll have to get back to you on that, but that's a good question.
Okay.
Yes.
Building on that, so summertime, since they can take it online, that means they're not necessarily in the United States. They can take it anywhere.
Yes.
Does that make sense?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay. And another question is, you just have the second bullet point. You may enroll in only 1 online classes, 3 credits less each semester. We're assuming they're taking 9 credits, 3 classes. For some students, they say, I need to take 4 classes. If that's the case, I would assume they can take 2 in-person classes and 2 online classes?
Yeah, that should be it.
Okay.
How it works. But it's always good for them. I know with Barney, they have those 7-week, sometimes 7-week classes.
Yeah.
So it's best for them to consult with us as well.
Okay.
They can do that too, if they're not sure.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Wait, I want to clarify something, I'm sorry. So they're allowed to enroll in only one online course each semester. So say we're in the spring semester and they're taking 4 classes. Only one of them can be online, is that correct?
Right.
Only one of them can be online.
Only 1 3-credit course. If it's 4 credit, no.
No, say we had 4 3-credit courses,
Mhm.
right? Only one of those classes is allowed to be online and the other 3 have to be in person?
No, okay, I see what you mean.
I think just 6 credits have to be
In person, yeah.
Okay, so
Out of the 9,
credit-wise-
because it's the full, what's qualified as full-time enrollment, which is 9 credits. So out of the 9, only 3.
But if they go above over full-time, then they can take additional classes online.
Right, correct.
Got it. So you're right, Andy, I'm sorry. Thank you.
So as we were saying before, please update your self-service and self-service your address whenever you move, either for permanent address or for your U.S. local address, if you can, as well as your cell phone or contact information, so we have that up to date and we can update that on CVIS as well. And one important thing, if you have any travelers plan to go outside of the United States, please remember to request a travel signature, and that can be done also through these international student portal as well as a travel signature. So just a reminder, you are allowed to leave without a signature, but to come back, they will look for a travel signature on your I-20. Okay? And whenever you request it, please allow 3 to 5 business days for us to complete your request. And once it's completed, we'll have a notification email. You can go look for your updated I-20 on your portal. Yes?
Is it 1 per year?
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so each signature, there will be a date on page 2. It's valid for 1 year from the date it was signed.
I mean, within 1 year, you can travel.
Using that same signature, yes. As long as everything else is still valid, right? Your visa, your passport.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Is there any travel restriction, like I can, is there any travel restriction? Like, I want to travel like in the summer, then I want again to go to in the winter. So one signature will be valid for 1 year.
Correct.
But I can travel multiple times.
Yes.
Okay.
It depends on your visa. I mean, some visa types are single, and some of them are multi. You know.
No, like student visas are multiple.
Is multiple entry.
Yes.
No, for example, for our country, most of the time your visa type is single, and it means that you should one entry and one.
Yeah, no, for students, because you can.
But for me, it's multiple. I mean that it depends on the.
On the visa. For the F1 visa, yes, you can come in and out during your course of study, as long as everything else is valid, right? Yeah.
About the F2, does we do anything for F2? For example, for my wife, I changed the address.
Right. No, that's fine. The F2 is based on your F1, so you're the main.
So
F2 is dependent.
F2 don't need the travel signature.
No.
They do need travel signature.
But if
once they enter, are they here already?
No, she will be coming in the summer.
Okay, so after, do you already have an F2?
Yeah, I already
I-20
have.
for her?
Yeah.
Okay, so once she enters, which is okay to enter first time with no signature, but once she's here, the I-94 record that she entered, she will need a travel signature next time she
After that.
travels. Any other questions? Okay. You have a question?
Yeah, I got one mail. This one, can I show you.
You want to show it to me later? Yeah, maybe. Okay.
Read it.
Yeah.
Okay, it says, we do not have currently an up-to-date address on file for you. The last entered address in self-service have recently expired.
Okay.
To ensure F1 immigration compliance, you are required to update your local address.
Yes.
But I could not understand why I got this mail, because last semester I stayed here and I'm staying here yet. Still.
You're on campus?
Yeah.
Okay. When did you receive that email?
7th of January.
Okay.
I was back home that time.
Okay, I'll check. It probably is because during between semesters there's a gap in the.
And then I updated it.
Yeah.
And then I did not get any sort of mail anymore.
So you should be good. I'll take a look when I get back.
Thank you.
So one important thing about F1 students, you cannot volunteer or work off campus without seeking permission for our office or double checking with us first, okay? Doesn't matter if it's paid, unpaid, anything off campus related, you should come to our office and just verify if you're allowed to engage in the activity that you're hoping to take part in. And again, I think you're just starting all your programs, but if for some reason you're not able to finish your coursework during the program begin and end days that were given to you, you have to request a I-20 extension, okay? And this is very important. If you miss that deadline, it's really hard for us to extend your I-20. You'll have to probably find other ways to come up with a new I-20 to come back. But that's further down the line. But just beware of your I-20's program end date and make sure that if you think you might go past that date, that you request this extension, and it will have to go also be approved by your academic department.
Just two questions actually. So before this, we had a session for the career services, and from your last point, I do understand that I cannot take even micro internships, right? Because that is work off campus. So getting enrolled with Parker Dewey and taking any micro internships is off limits.
Right. That's one item that I would just ask when I was here when you all doing your lunch. I'll have to check with the rest of my colleagues at work, and we'll have to get back on that.
Thanks. Just another question. So I was wondering, volunteering at a non-profit, is that also off limits?
Depending on what type of volunteering, if it's like you'll have to check with our office. If you have something in mind, definitely email us, so we have to take a look at what kind of volunteer we're talking about. It's case by case. We'll have to make sure that it doesn't put you at a risk of violation. It's just the way it looks.
Sure, thank you. Thanks.
So, may I ask a question about the I-20? So since I'm the MBA program director, when I'm advising students, MBA students, I say, what's the typical time frame given one I-20? It's 2 year frame?
2 years.
2 years, okay.
I think it's longer for the dual major ones.
Okay, it's longer for the dual degree, okay.
What's our processing time for OPT and CPT approval?
The CPT approval, it's done through our office, so that tends to be a little, maybe depending on the on the workload, it's probably within 5 business days or so. But for OPT, it all depends on USCIS. We always say to plan on 3 to 5 months. But they do now have premium processing, which is very expensive, but they say they can fulfill the process in about a month.
How much is the premium?
I think it's over 1,000. And usually for regular processing, it's about 400 or so.
After how long we can apply for OPT? I mean that we can work as an internship.
Right, so for anyone who has recently arrived, or anyone, you have to at least completed 2 full semesters here at the University of Hartford in order to be eligible for CPT or OPT.
Okay, when we apply, for example, how long before the end of this 2 semester? 1 month, 2 months? You mean
For CPT?
OPT?
For OPT? Well, OPT normally it's for the end of your program. Usually you have 12 months of practical training, and that's most of the students use it at the end, and then there's an option to do before this pre-completion OPT, but that would take away from the amount of time you have left for after you have completed your program. So it's all total, you only have 12-month OPT, whether it's whether you take it before you graduate, or post completion.
I thought for the MSBA we have 3 years.
Yeah, ST.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
We are ST.
Yeah,
STEM.
STEM?
STEM.
What is it? Oh, okay, well, for STEM, okay, STEM is an extension of your OPT, so it's not that just because you're in the STEM designated field, you'll get 3 years. That's not, by default, that's not how it works. You have to first apply for the regular 12-month
We can
post-completion
extend it
OPT.
up to 3 years.
And then you can extend it if you meet some requirement. There's a couple of things that your employer has to be a certain way. There's all the salary perhaps. There's all these little different additional regulations. So just because you're in the STEM designated state, it doesn't mean by default. It's all circumstantial. So and you have to see after your 12 months if you're eligible for the extension as well.
So if I may, sir, then now I think you explained the OPT very well. My question is, so that CPT, it's not going to be take any part of the OPT, right? It's separate thing.
It's separate, yes.
So that OPT, the CPT is one student they're on campus, but they can apply for that CPT to do internship. Is that the way I look at it, right?
So the CPT can be the employer could be off campus, but you have to the processing of the authorization is in our office.
Okay.
So we have more control of the timing of it.
Oh, that's you have some control of the timing.
Right,
Okay.
right.
Cool.
Well, OPT is USCIS, we have no control.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. Thank you.
Anything else? Let's see. All right, so as we were mentioning about the student employment options, you have after you have been here and under your F1 status for 2 full semesters, this is moving by itself, 2 full semesters, spring or fall or spring, you're eligible for CPT depending on if there's a CPT policy in place with the academic department. I do know that with Barney, we do have one. And with CPT, one of the main things is that it has to be tied to a course, right? So, and it has to be approved by your academic department as well.
Oh, so basically, for students who find internships, that have to count as a course. For CPT, like if they find summer internship.
Summer internships.
Yeah.
I believe there are some courses that are designated in Barney, depend on the major.
I see. So
I'll
it
have to
does
come up
take
with the
away
list.
one of their potential electives. That I didn't know. So suppose students already took 2 electives, but they found a job and they wanted to count it as internship for course. So CPT practice work to count as this internship course. Do they have to pay for extra course then? I didn't realize this.
Right, yeah.
So unless you counted towards it, counted towards another course, like a waiver and substitution or something like that, then it's an additional course, right? It's over the
we can do a
curve where you can do a waiver.
We
and
can do a
substitution.
waiver. Okay, got it, yeah.
So I would depend on each academic department have different rules about how many internships they're allowed to do per semester.
No, so for our undergraduate programs, every student has to have an internship. They have to complete it for graduation. So our international students work through the CPT part because it's tied to a course. It's an internship course and they're getting. But in our graduate programs, and you
guys correct me, internships are not required. But sometimes we offer in our programs that you can take 2 electives or 3 electives, however many depending on the program. So if I'm a student, I have an elective, but I can't find the class, maybe I want to get an internship that's tied to business analytics, right? Or an internship that's tied to sustainability, and that would count as my elective. I'd be registered for it as it's a class, and it's an elective, but I would still need that CPT in order to work as that internship.
So what we'll have to make sure is that list, whichever list that Barney has that's authorized CPTs, we'll have to have it on our policy as well, so we should probably
Yeah, we
double
can connect.
check.
I'll talk to you guys. I don't know if we have a designated course in the MBA program, MSBA program, that's an internship course, or like a special elective course or something. But we can take that offline, Maritza, and we can get back to you.
Yeah, just if I recall correctly, for each discipline, we do have a graduate internship course definition. I assume that should be.
That's what, yeah, and so we can get you that list.
It has to be part of the curriculum, and there's an academic need for it as well.
Yes, no, and so the times that we would actually use that is, say a student needs to take an elective, it's not offered a certain semester, but they need to graduate, then as long as the internship is tied to whatever is being taught in the class, so I'm an analytics student, I found an internship at Travelers in their business analytics department, and so I signed up for the MSBA internship class. Once it's approved by you guys, meet the qualifications, then if I got a CPT, that could count, right? Because I could just use it as an elective.
Well, I'll have to say, I don't think you can have a CPT by itself in the last semester.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be the last semester. So say like it's a 4-semester program, I'm in semester 3, but one of the electives is offered only in even years, when I'm making this up, right? It's not gonna be offered before I graduate, but I need an elective. It's semester 3, maybe a way to get that elective is you do an internship that's tied to whatever the course content is. We'll get you a list of those internships, and then
you
we
can
can just
come up
take
with
it offline.
scenarios
Yeah.
just to make sure that,
So to be clear, I have a situation over here. I started in the spring semester last year, and I have completed my 2 semesters in this fall, and this is my 3rd semester. So I have already exhausted the option of choosing 2 electives. I took one in the last semester and one in this semester. Now, if I am getting an internship in the summer, I do not have a 3rd elective as a part of my program, but I want to do the internship. Then how is that going to work out? Is there something that can be done about it? Will I have to still take an additional course, and will I have to pay for it, or I can do the internship but not show the credits?
So to do the internship without credit, you still will need authorization. And I think some students in that situation would have utilized OPT as a pre-completion OPT. But the only downside of that is that you would tap into your post-completion OPT time. If I can get your...
Before you showed up, I asked your questions. Yeah, we can talk more. There's ways to get around.
If I can get your name after, can we meet after we finish here? I can write down your name. I can just follow
Sure,
up.
sure.
Okay.
So
On your
do you want
situation.
me to give my name now, or do you
No,
want
no,
to-
afterward.
Yeah, sure, of course. I will come in.
Okay.
Yeah.
So for your office to approve CPT, what would you need from us? Or do we need to supply anything as?
Yeah, I can talk, we can meet offline to just make sure that we will have everything all cleared out about what's needed and all that. But the student will need to eventually submit a CPT request through the portal.
I see. And, sorry, follow-up question. So you mentioned that CPT by itself cannot be, all there is for the last semester, but it could be CPT plus something else, right? Like 2 courses, one like internship course, the other one being, capstone. That's allowed.
Two CPT courses?
So you were, no, not 2 CPT courses, like one is tied to CPT, the other being capstone. So you just, like, is that okay?
We'll have to double check. If you can write down the different scenarios, because a lot of times you just have to make sure that whenever you put something together, you're not violating other regulations.
So if I could just recommend something, maybe, Marta, what we can do is we can set up a meeting with you and our program directors
Right.
and with Erin.
Mhm.
And then we could work through some of these situations, and then we all have the same
Right.
set of information that we can either put on our blackboard and then we communicate it out. And I think some of these questions are coming up because of advising, and then for our MSBA program, I think it's 10 classes, and so the last semester is like always weird, because they need the 9 classes and then they have to file or whatever.
Yeah.
But if you don't mind, if we could just take it offline.
Definitely, no, that-
And let's set up a
that makes
time
sense.
for all of us to meet.
That sounds good.
And I would say beforehand, if we actually can get a clear documentation from the office, that would be very helpful. Because,
Okay, yes, if we can, I think it's, CPT is meant to have a joint effort with academic department, so definitely it sounds like we should probably sit down and just make sure that we're all aligned.
Yeah, and if you have any information, like a one-pager or something on CPT, OPT, the differences, maybe it's already on your website. But if you do have something, if you could share it with us, and we have, because we have so many international students here, you know that. And then we can make sure we look at it. Erin has the information, program directors have the information.
Great.
Thank you.
So there's, I was saying, the pre-completion OPT, okay, so you have the CPT here, OPT, only 12 months, which can be taken pre-completion, which is before you graduate or after you graduate, which most of our students do it after. And if your major is STEM designated, you have the option of requesting for a STEM extension, as long as there's a couple of different eligibility rules that you need to fulfill.
You know, I didn't get the CPT. You know, in the slide before, you said that a student do not allow to work on campus, off campus.
Mhm.
Okay, but I think here we said that CPT is that you can apply for internship. Okay, what's the difference between these two? You mean that if we find a company to be an internship there, is it possible to use the CPT for it or not?
It might, but in your case, you just arrived, so you have to complete spring and fall, you're able to be
I mean,
eligible.
after
Yes.
after 1 year, for example,
Right. You can-
is it possible to be applied for internship in different companies? And if they said yes, we can use the CPT for 1 year, for example.
For 1 year, no, it's only one semester, because it has to be, you have to receive academic credit for it, because it has to be part of your curriculum, like there's an academic need.
So it's lengthwise. It could be 3 months and it could be 6 months, because one semester, it depends on how we count.
Usually it's you're allowed to utilize CPT within the same date range of the classes is offered. So the classes offered January 22nd through May 8th, that's your timeline that you're allowed to work as part of CPT.
I see. If a student finds an internship in the middle of summer, starting in July, can it last till the end of, say, December? Because it covers one full fall semester and part of the summer. Does that count?
It also depends on the class.
Is it a 4-unit class or is it a
big class?
It's a 3-unit class. I see. No, okay. I see.
But we have to make sure that that class, whatever class you're utilizing, is already approved.
It's
and
pre-existing.
discussed.
Yeah,
And then it's in our policy as well. So like I said, it'd be nice to go through all the scenarios and we can just make sure we're all good.
Can you do only one CPT? I'm sorry, just last question.
At a time?
No, through your program of study.
It all depends on
It
the
depends on the
academic
program?
need.
Okay, perfect, got it. So the answer is yes, typically you need.
We can talk.
Yeah, we'll take it offline, I'm sorry. We're all clearly very curious about CPT.
Yes. On-campus employment, anyone interested in on-campus employment? I can skip this. You're good.
We'll talk about it in my class.
Okay. That's the best speaker, yeah. Basically, as F1 student, you're allowed to work on campus 20 hours per week while school's in session.
And in the summer?
In the summer, there's no limit.
But
On
it-
campus.
Right. Oh, so in the summer there are no on-campus employment?
No, there's no, you can
40,
go over
40
that.
hours.
Right. But if you're working in this, if you're studying in the summer, let's say I'm taking 2 classes in the summer, am I still eligible for exceeding the 20-hour limit?
Yes, because the session is fall and spring.
So, sorry, one quick question. So for folks who cannot work outside in United States, I mean, they cannot, but can they still work for their country, like consulting job, make money in their country? Can they still do that while they're students here?
Yes.
Like doing freelancing?
They can do online jobs.
I know, right? I have to write that down. I know that you're working from your home country, but here.
Yeah.
So
I'll
there's
have
no
to
double check. I know, but I think I would think. I know my initial reaction would say no, but sometimes there are all these extra regulations.
The government, U.S. government has what we say problem with the working in its company, not your own company. Because, for example, nowadays I work in my own country too. They pay me salary.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure. We'll have to double check. We'll get back to you.
Here's my recommendation to all of you as international students, like before you go out and you get jobs or anything like that, please visit the International Center. We want to make sure that you're okay. Their immigration rules are changing like on a daily basis at this point in time. So we just want to make sure that you're safe and we're here to help you. My recommendation, volunteering where it's at the International, set up an appointment. And oftentimes each one of you have very nuanced situations with the F1, F2, I've got a visa here, I don't have a visa there. Please set up, strongly encourage you to set up an appointment with the International Center. They know most of this, as you can tell, your program directors and we're trying to get pieces of information, but this is what they do for a living. So whatever you do, just make sure you're always on track with your visa and your immigration documents, particularly given where we are right now.
Yeah, a lot of times it's not a cookie cutter recipe.
No,
it all
it's not.
depends on your situation.
Yeah.
Yes. So. And the same thing, just because your friend did something one way doesn't mean that it'll be okay for you to do the same way. Okay. So just be careful with that. Did I just lose my slides? Okay. On-campus employment, we're good. For on-campus employment, you will need social security number. We can talk about that once you have secured some sort of employment on campus. Come to our office, we'll help you. Okay. So this is our international student portal, the different type of requests you can submit to us. And there's a lot of them. Right, if this is your second semester, you probably will be able to see all these requests. If this is your first semester and we haven't activated you yet, we haven't registered you in CVIS, you won't see all of those yet. But I was going to point out where there is eventually when you have access to it, there's the optional training workshop, online workshop. You can take a look at it. It's pretty long. You can go through it to learn more about OPT and CPT. I think it's mostly about OPT actually. And to do the CPT request, there's a little icon for that. And for OPT, which you're not ready to do that yet, there's also a request for that. You can just click on it. There's some slides explaining the process if you're curious. And for social security number, you'll have to select the immigration letter for SSN. So there's a lot of things. You can click around, read through it for information.
When I want to rent a house in the USA, they ask me SSN. Is it possible to apply for SSN from now?
No, unfortunately, to be eligible for SSN, you have to have on-campus employment offer. But sometimes some places allow you to maybe put extra deposit to overcome that. Yeah. Okay. Final advice on employment. Definitely learn everything possible. Share with us. So, like Yudin was saying, to double check that you're okay to engage in that employment, especially with CPT, right? Like, just to be clear, no off-campus employment at all. CPT might be your only option, but you have to be eligible for it, and there's a lot of things you need to check. So just don't assume that's all, it's related to my major, I can do it. So we still have to go through a process and make sure that's vetted. Okay. Again, the International Center, we're here, just feel free to email us. I'll have an email. Does everyone know our email? If not, come back to me at the end of the session, I can give it to you. And Career Services, you've met with them, great. And just to highlight, please, so even if you see your volunteer and it's off campus, you're not eligible for that. You have to make sure you unfortunately cannot participate in that. Or if not, you can check with us as well. Just explain the situation. And we can tell you. Okay. Anything else?
Will you be able to share your slides with us?
Sure. Any more questions?
Thank you so much.
Thank you. So yes, I'm sorry. Thank you. And I think the next speaker is here, Kelsey.
Hello.
Hi, Kelsey. Sorry we're running late.
Hello. Oh, good. All right, some of you are in my class already. Awesome. I have cards for those of you who are not in the class yet. If you are interested. All of the questions.
I'll hang around.
That's what the class is for. Yeah. All right, how's everybody feeling? Thumbs up, we're great. Thumbs down, oh my God, it's Friday, I want to leave. Where are we at? We're good? First Friday is going okay? Are we here or here? Generally here. Okay, this area is very quiet. Okay, all right. If I nudge a little bit. Okay. Does anybody have plans for the weekend?
No.
No? First weekend? Okay. If anybody lives in downtown Hartford area, go ahead and check out the Bushnell Park ice rink. You can ice skate there for free. It's great. If you have a Hartford address, you can get into the Wadsworth for free. So if you want to be a little bit warmer than ice skating, the Wadsworth is lovely. If you like a good art museum, they are solid. So my name is Kelsey Nestle, Miss Nestle, Professor Nestle. A bunch of you are in my class, so you know this already. But I am teaching MGT 991. There's a companion course called MGT 501. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
I'm a little bit sick and I don't want to get everybody else sick, so we're masking up today. Right? Who has questions about insurance and healthcare? Right? Who has questions about formal address? How do you talk to your professors? How do you talk to your future bosses? No? What about questions about research and writing and getting help with those things? Yeah? OPT and CPT. Everybody, right? Campus job resources. Yes. What classes you need to graduate, how to find those, right? And what you need to do to be successful in a U.S. classroom, what it looks like to perform being a good student in a U.S. context. So that is what the class is about. There are two parts. The first section, most of you are in it already, so I'm not too worried. But this is what we are talking about, connecting you with campus resources, campus staff, understanding and navigating University of Hartford as an organization, right? This is a really big organization. It has a lot of different offices and services. Getting international student-specific support, examining cultural differences and how these impact your experience in the classroom and in the workplace. The second portion is the MGT 501. This is the focusing more on that career aspect, so networking, professional communication, resumes, cover letters, applications, and interviewing, right? These don't have to be taken in the same semester. You can take part one this semester. Part two you can take when you're ready for that CPT or applying for that OPT process. This semester we're meeting 50 minutes once a week, Wednesdays at 11:30. Again, most of you, I saw you this Wednesday, and then we hung out after and answered more questions. But if you are not enrolled and you think this is something that could be helpful for you, I do have that course information here. But again, most of you are already in the class, so I think we're good to go. Do we have any questions yet?
I need to go.
There we go.
I missed the.
There we go. Yep. Good. Yeah. So, yes. I mean, the people who show up are the ones who are showing up to everything. So, okay. If there aren't any other questions, I
I have
think.
a question.
Yeah.
Sorry, do you have more slides, or can I just ask?
Oh, no, this is it.
Oh, that's it. Okay, great. So, like you all know, Professor, is it Nestle or Nestle?
Nestle.
Nestle. Since you're already in class, what are some ways that they can get more engaged on campus? So oftentimes we see this disconnect between our grad students and undergrad students. We have a lot of programming for undergrads. So what are some ways in which we can welcome them to campus, have them get more involved in our community? Which you probably already told them on Wednesday.
So actually, this afternoon, there's the student organization fair. As graduate students, you're not like defaulted into those clubs, but usually they won't tell you no. So my suggestion would be show up, try to sign up, and see if you can get engaged in those spaces. I know when I'm in a new, and I've moved a lot, y'all. I've moved to new countries. This is my third new state, 4th state that I've lived in. I try to join things that I'm already interested in because I will meet other people who also like those things. So for me, that's board games, because I'm a nerd. That's book clubs, because I'm a nerd. That's theater, choir, and I like to Olympic weightlift, right? So choosing one or two of those and getting connected to those spaces in my new area. We have a really large Indian population in this area, so there are cricket organizations off campus. As many of you are commuters, you're not just tapping in to this campus network, which you have and which is here for you. There are also a lot of opportunities off campus that you can connect with as well. So WEHA has a bunch of things. If you like athletics and sports, there are kickball and volleyball groups off campus, on campus, going to the hub organization and seeing if there are ones you can tap into there. Also, as students, you have free access to athletic events, to performances. We have several galleries on campus that you have free access to, so those are also things you can go to kind of get you engaged and connected. Was that?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
How about the healthy? I heard that in some universities they provide some vaccinate free. Some vaccinate maybe doesn't exist in our permanent country. Can you talk more about this vaccinate, and is it possible or not? Where should we go and where should we apply or like this?
Yeah, so vaccines?
Yes.
Okay, so vaccines and immunizations, you were required to have MMR, measles, mumps, and rubella, and varicella coming in. If you don't have those yet, you should be working on them. If you have questions about how to work on them, I will chat with you. The university healthcare office doesn't have those in office, but they do have a couple of other common ones. Go like that.
I don't know.
Yeah, it should be able to do a screen and a screen. Where is the only option? Edge? No. I have very strong feelings about my web browsers. Okay, so when we're in here, and actually I'm going to make this bigger so we both can see it. All right. We're going to come over here, and we're going to go Health Center. And I think we'll actually be talking about this a little. We'll touch on it a little bit in our insurance conversation on Wednesday. Right. We do have a health office on campus. It's in our sports center. They provide some baseline student-centered care, right? They know students often have these types of issues. They have some supplies for those things. You can make appointments with them. Health insurance. And I know they do provide, maybe it's HPV is one of the vaccines. So the health center does have a couple on site. And they do also every fall And they might do it in spring too. They usually do a vaccine clinic a couple of days to provide like free flu, like the whatever that year's flu vaccine is. So.
Yeah. You mean such as HPV or like this? You have it.
Yeah, so they will have, and I'm not sure, I'm not quite seeing it, but they do have a couple of vaccines on site for common, they must not be on there. Services. So they do have some baseline ones, and again, I have a full slide in my class PPT that we'll use for next week that has them listed. I don't know why I'm not. Oh, tetanus and flu shots, there they are. Nebulizer treatment, right? They will do some physical exams. So, other questions? All right, again, I'll see you once a week. I'm your human. If questions like this that aren't necessarily related to class, but they are important to you, come up. I am there early. I will be there late. And we will talk through whatever you need help with, okay? Right, cool, thanks.
We appreciate
Awesome.
you. Thank you for coming. Appreciate it.
I will let you take that back. And then I do have cards if anybody else needs them.
My mom said that
This concludes our orientation session. We appreciate you coming today. If you have any other questions, feel free. You can always send us an email. I'm in this building an hour back in 227. You're welcome to come by anytime, 9 to 5, and ask me questions in person. Otherwise, Grad SBC is the email. Do you have anything else?
Yeah, I do. So thank you all for coming and asking really great questions. You've met your program directors now. Like we had said earlier in the morning, open lines of communication, right? So if you have questions, try to figure out the answer first. If you can't figure it out, reach out. Always check your email, like those students who showed up in the wrong classroom. We don't want to be that student. And just enjoy your time here. For all of you, you're coming from a different country. Maybe you've lived here for a while. Maybe you've been here like 2 days. Welcome to snow, which I like snow. But like really enjoy your time here. You're investing in yourself, so please take full advantage of your education. You got exposed to lots of different resources here today, not just within the business school, but particularly with career development. Set up appointments, right? Mm-hmm. So use your time here as little sponges, learn as much as you can. And remember, we're all here to support you. My office is upstairs on the 3rd floor. I see you when you're in trouble, and I hate that. So feel free to stop by anytime you want to. You've already met 2 of our graduate students, and they both work in the dean's office. Amit works down here, Farah works upstairs. So our academic services, do you all know where our academic services office is? So when you go out, turn right. There's a double door. Maybe you can all follow Erin.
Yeah,
and that's where her office.
The bathrooms are.
Yeah,
and
so
those double doors. There's 2 sets.
So when you come into the main lobby on the right-hand side, there's 2 double doors. If you go down that hallway, they're all the way at the back of the hallway. So you can go visit Erin there and get whatever information you want. You can visit Amit there because Amit's going to be sitting down there as well. But again, have an awesome semester. If you need anything, we're here for you. Thank you for being so participatory, and have an amazing first weekend. All right, take care, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you. A quick nod to the Career Studio. February 21st, they're doing mock interviews, and they bring in like companies from the area to interview you, so you can kind of match with a field or with a professional that you might be interviewing with eventually. So February 21st. I will also remind you in class for those of you who are in class.
And if you could please on your way out take your trash and throw it, we would really appreciate it. The trash cans are right outside.